Hello, hello. It is I. Now, I'll preface this stream by saying there's a good chance it's going to be a lot shorter than normal. I have a pretty bad headache, and I've had it for most of the day. I think it might be medication related, but in any case, I said I would try to stream and see if I feel better after streaming for a while. And if not, this will just be a very short VOD. In any case, let's start out with the game doll. This tells me nothing. Ratchet and Clank. Huh? I don't know what this is. I feel like I should. Is this? I was gonna say Mass Effect, but that's not right. Two? I've never heard of this game. Looks like one of those things you see when you start a Pokemon battle and like pans across the screen. Another crab's treasure. Dave the Diver. Oh, I can't believe I was just guessing ocean themed games. Hello, Kirby. Speedrunning this really quick. I watched a bunch more, not a bunch more, but a decent bit more Legends of the Galactic Heroes today. I'm now on episode 27, I believe, is what I'm supposed to watch next. New season today, sick. I really enjoy Auto Battlers when there's a new season. It's the only time I would ever consider coming back to like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, which was my default at the time. But I spend way too much time on Auto Battlers, so I should stay away for my own sake. Atreus. No idea. You're telling me this isn't Atreus? Despite the runes and everything? I've never seen this character in my life. I've never seen anything about Hellblade, so that makes sense. I can't even be mad. Pasta, mobsters, zombies, artillery. Plants versus zombies? That's how she looks like? I know, crazy. Speak easy. Bootleggers, prohibition, flamethrower. The fuck? Karen's prison. No, I was kidding. 1920 gang war gas mask bar fight. Pathologic. Tommy gun boss fight double jump escape boat. This is gonna be some dog shit game from... No, I can't even say that. Tommy escape boat boss fight double jump. Comic violence rescue mission. Streets of Rage? Oh, it just kept holding it despite me not... I've never heard of this anyway. Guns, gore, cannoli. I don't have to be educated. It's fine. I don't need to know these things. I don't need to know these things. That's fine. None of this is in the Bible. Maybe the song can soothe my anger. Okay, so we just started day 2, or according to the game, we started day 1 because the first one is day 0. And and we said we were gonna go to the military district, right? Be on your best behavior, scum. We've been promoted to Grand Inquisitor recently. Sister Karina, my apologies. We are on edge because our guests are alongside succubi and heads of other religions. We're here as an official delegation. We mean no harm, and we would appreciate basic respect. You're absolutely correct. The fault is mine. I will strive to do better in the future. Thank you. If your first thing you hear is... if the first thing they do is default to calling me scum, I don't think they'll do better in the future. I can't lie. Truthfully, we're probably safer with you here. As much divine power as we have here, we all have the same blind spots too. Usually we don't guard this location, but given everyone in attendance, you know, that makes sense. I'm prepared for the teleportation. I really like this theme. I've said it before, but this is one of the better ones. I mean, it's according to the doctrine, you have to be a woman in order to be a high priest or like high priestess. It's flipped from the Catholic Church in real life, right? For the longest time, it was male only, I believe. You probably know that better than me, whether I'm right or wrong there. It could just be that that was more common. But the early on in Steinford, I believe, there was an old man who said, I can't believe I went all in on this career and only now. Where did you read that? I don't know. I think I've read it somewhere when I had history class in school. That might be a lie. No, in this game. In this game there was an old man in chapter 1. Either in Farrowholm, I don't think it was in Farrowholm. I think it's in Steinford Church or in Yihilin. He was like, I can't believe they're changing the way this works now. Why did I choose to be a priest when like I would cap out at the sister ranking or whatever? Like it was very early on in the game, and he very clearly said that he couldn't get a higher rank than sister. Or brother, in that case, as it were. And he was miffed about it because the church was going through changes, and he's like, maybe if I got into it now, maybe I would be able to, you know, climb up the ranks. Ardford again. This is a nice enough place. I hope we can come and go freely one day. Robin, you're feeling this? Yes, I was hoping you could determine more. Great. Problems already? Nothing imminent. You can relax and put your knives away. The space around Ardford is disturbed in a different way than we would have expected. The original disturbance was due to Alanon. Of that I feel quite certain, but there's something else going on. If Alanon isn't behind the new changes, surely he's aware of them. Do we have a way to contact him, though? Given our limitations, it wouldn't be easy. But I'll begin thinking about it. Most likely the situation won't become too serious, but... that sounds like a good plan. We'll check in again later. Hopefully we can take a peaceful look around first. Feel free to pass the time however you like before we go back. Rial and I will need a few days to advance. Great, so that's gonna come back in a later day during this council for sure. I saw a group of succubi petitioning to get in. How shocking. When they let us tour in Ardaheim, I thought we might get to go visit Ardford. Oh, it's you! We're able to go on tour thanks to you. Oh yeah, we invested in the Succubus band. That makes sense. I didn't expect Farrowholm to be the most recurring important place that we visited from the first gathering. I mean, Farrowholm would always be the most important place, right? Because it's where the story started. By default, that is where the shard got implanted in us as well. So, you know, by default, it's the most important location. Mastermind was my favorite superhero movie. I really, really like Mastermind. It's a really good movie. You have good taste, Sandy Beach. And hello, Tusei. I'm sorry. Hello, All Might. Let me get that right. Let me get that right. Hello, All Might. How are you doing? Did you know that in the Japanese... I think it's the new Mario movie. I forget if it's a Mario movie or a different movie, but there's a Nintendo product happening where the voice of Bowser is the same person who voiced All Might. So for casting purposes, it's really funny that they then decided to cast the voice actor of Deku as Bowser Jr., which is hilarious to me. You gotta get the same... Like, Bowser and Bowser Jr. now have the same relationship in my head as Deku and All Might. I'm doing fine, like a normal person. Wonderful. Glad to hear it. No problem, but what are you doing in this guardhouse? They're not letting us in. We tried to convince them we mean no harm, but... Are you kidding? This is a central location of the Church of Ivala. We can't just allow in random succubi. You see, we were really looking forward to performing in such a big city. That's too bad. Attitudes aren't changing everywhere. Would you be open to performing in an alternate location? Well, I think we're stuck here, so sure. You want a private performance? Actually, I had something else in mind. Do you think they'd let them in to Gonfall? That's what I had in mind. We'd be happy to, but do you think they'd react positively? We'll let you know. We should probably decide now if we want to schedule them in time, though. I mean, it makes sense, because the big gripe with the succubi is that they can't be quote-unquote normal. Having them just be a normal band, I guess, shows that they don't have to be overly sexual, you know? You think that would work? I mean, +1 points. It doesn't win the war on its own, but it's one piece of evidence that they can be normal. Yeah, Tuesday, you caught me early. You caught me at the very start today. We should probably decide now if we want to schedule them in time, though. Is people letting them in? Oh, we can brute force that, man. We're strong. We can go, hey, either the Doom King kills you all or you let the succubi in. I'm sure nothing wrong, like, I'm sure nothing bad will happen if we do that. You're not wrong to say. No, you can't just barge in here. Well, do you want us to perform in Gonfall? Sure. Wow, I can't believe it. Everybody, pack up and go with Iris. This could be fun. They have real talent, but I worry they still won't be accepted. Kirby, I don't know what you're talking about. No new dialogue here. We gotta check on the goat. I would proposition you lovely ladies, but I need to find a way to earn Tina's affections. Die. Scum. Well, we're in Goonfall. We're doing the Goonfall Council, to say, right? So we're talking about sending them to Goonfall. Place doesn't feel right with High Priestess Hester off to that council. Yeah, her passive aura. Ardheim is the country, Ardford is the city. I've just been conflating them because they have the same start, but Ardford is the name of the city. It's also not... I forget, is Ardford at the edge of Ardheim, or is it in Aram territory? It's not, right? It's in Ardheim, right? Ardford is in Ardheim. Yeah. For some reason, I thought this place was in Aram. I don't know why. And when I said Farahome, and then you... What? I didn't expect Farahome to be the most recurring important place that we visited from the first gathering. You meant that in reference to this place? That's not what I was talking about. We were in the middle of talking about the brother sister thing in the church, and the brother guy was in Farahome, I'm pretty sure. So I thought you were referring to that like, you know, that dialogue happening was in Farahome. But yes, this place is like clearly one of the most important ones in the game. Please step inside Ardfort Ornaments, home to the finest finery in the district. This is open now? That's crazy. Of course, ugly ass Cher. Amazing, amazing statue. Oh, you're back. Thank you again for the investment, but the restaurant really needs a change to survive. What's the issue? The restaurant is struggling a bit. You can't beat the location, but we lost some of our best staff to New Giovini. The standard ardent food we have is less than inspiring. People used to come here for the taste of something different. What we need is someone to actively manage the restaurant who can provide something new. Even an orc or a succubus would be fine. Hell, that might be better. If they can cook good food, they'd attract a lot of customers. Getting someone like that into Ardfort might not be possible though. Perhaps if the Council of Goonfall goes well enough, we could find someone. There'd be some concerns though. I'd suggest finding someone especially harmless. Yes, we should keep this in mind. If you do, I'm sure our profits would increase. You know, I would disagree, Kirby, because Alanon is clearly not important to the story, so... He's done it! He's taken every quest! Damn, I thought this was my chance to really make something of myself. But I've done every single quest in Ardfort, and I still haven't been invited to the Council of Goonfall. The church offered an invitation in return for doing certain tasks? What? No, I just did all the quests in all the local taverns. And you felt that this would inspire the church to invite you? I mean, I did a lot. Collected things, killed small monsters, fetched all kinds of things. Do you have any reason to believe all that busy work would get you an invitation? Okay, I might not have thought this through. Funny how that works. Alright, we'll leave you to your fun. We have real... Actually? Wait. Did he really clear all the requests listed here? Yeah, he's been really busy for the past couple days. And you said you cleared the boards in other locations as well. Yeah, I did. I figured I might have to clear everything. Huh, guess I judged too quickly. Truly, there is potential in the strangest places. What's all this about? You appear to be exceptionally good at dealing with this sort of minor problem. Would you care to do it professionally? Wow, you mean like with support and stuff? It will certainly mean fewer nights outside. But I don't know, I want to fight for justice, and you... I mean, I'm not saying you're a bad guy, but that's pretty different. Please keep it in mind. Alright, I will. I'll be here for a while. I guess quests from the Doom King are still quests, but... Crazy. Is that Death Note? Death Noted? Piss off. Sorry, man. We're gonna get the minor actually good hero, you know... We might finally get the broom, thanks to this guy. I think there's a good chance that we just get the broom. Honestly, the broom might be one of the endgame items. I would not be surprised if it turns out every single quest that's looking for a broom is looking for a specific broom that's like legendary. And he's like, oh yeah, I did all the quests, so I found the one broom. Or the final one is like, find my golden broom. Hey, idea! We should do a repeat of what we did before. Perhaps he'll hit it off the orc hero. True. I love that emote, Kirby. And I'm really happy that I started posting the VODs. It's just a general thought I've had, but just having people join in because they're looking at the VOD is really nice for a longer playthrough like this. We're reaching almost the same vibe I had during the Umineko stream, except we don't have a working sleeping here, which is an individual who argued with me for hours every stream. So honestly, the vibes are immaculate. I love it. It's great. Thank you all for being here. I'm sure it's okay. I'm sure I can almost fit the part. Yeah. You know how... I've told this story multiple times, I think. I definitely have told it on stream. But it's so funny to me that I had a guest over and we watched a different highlight video of an Umineko playthrough. And I was like I was talking about how bad the discourse got when I was playing the game. And I point to a comment in chat. I'm like, look at this dog shit. Like, why would you ever engage with a comment like this, not seeing that it's the same person who argued with me throughout my own streams? And I'm like, he jumps through every Umineko stream ever and posts inane arguments for hours on end. I see. You can eat a nice meal while we also eat a nice meal. Sorry, Yara, but we need to be careful of the purity checks back in Goonfall. Aww. Did we invite them out? Or did we eat food and have an orgy? What did we do last time? What is she referring to? I don't remember. Did we invite the maid? There's no way. What do you want? Is it strange we do so much of our business outside? I think so much of our city is stone. We don't want to be indoors too much. I'm gonna take a safe bet and say they had an orgy. You know, yeah. There were kinky times during lunch, and I didn't like close the game and read through the porn scene enough to remember it. You get sucked off under the table, and I don't remember it. I'm uncultured. A better streamer would remember that. I think that's all we were doing in here, actually. Talk to the restaurant owner, northeast. That's the one we talked to first. It's not really northeast, it's like... Is there a second restaurant owner? There's not, right? It's the one I invested in. You didn't read the sex scenes almost at all at the start? Yeah, because I didn't think they... Well, first of all, I'd read them in detail on prior playthroughs. I'm not cringe like that, but also I guess this is north. There's nothing else that really matters. But also, I didn't think they'd be plot relevant. Can't believe that this is a way to enter from the side there. That's crazy. How do you expect to perfect clear this game if you can't remember every scene or line of dialogue? I need to find someone to bully. Is the kid still here? This embassy slot is available for a sovereign nation. No guilds or other organizations need apply. Note, Ardaheim will not be establishing any embassies with succubus or orc nations. I can't even go bully a kid to get my aggressions out. This is a travesty. No, I didn't know the early ones were plot relevant. Yeah, I think that's all we have to do here. I started invading Yihilin, by the way. What? Oh yeah, you're replaying the game now, right? That is, yeah, it's pretty early. Yeah, okay, makes sense. I was like, out of nowhere, I have this really bad habit of reading things in... I wouldn't say, like, literally, but more like you're making a joke instead of making a statement. So, like, I started invading Yihilin, my brain was scanning it for every possible way that sentence could be a joke. Like, I started invading Yihilin, by the way. Townspeople aren't reacting very well. I think I need to get sucked off under the table. Something, you know? Like, I was workshopping a joke out of it in order to make sense of it. Which is, like, the least likely thing it is to be. I don't know why I worked like that, but I do. Wow, we spent longer in Ardford than I thought. Let's check in on the council right away. You seem really anxious, Karina. Honestly, like, I know a bad run of this game with plenty dead ends probably exists. I appreciate the effort when I make a barely working joke. Yeah. Barely working, unlike working sleeping. That guy will be living rent-free in my head forever. The worst part is I never banned him. It's crazy, because that's the name of the person who argued with me throughout, like, most of the Umineko streams. I think I must have dedicated at least 10 hours to arguing with him over the course of the 200-hour game. 220-hour playthrough or whatever. And I never banned him. I think the lesson I took away from that is if someone annoys me, I don't have to have a justification, I should just ban them. Funnily enough, there was a period early on where Munch wasn't that section of people. I think it was also during Umineko. I don't remember what. I think it was that Munch would start the argument with working sleeping, and together they would become this, like, insanely annoying presence in chat that I had to look over and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But now it's awkward, because if working sleeping ever comes back here and is annoying, or he doesn't even have to be annoying, but how do I handle the fact that my first impulse is to ban him? It's such a rough spot to be in. Like, the war is over. The last soldier fighting, you know? Everyone's gone home. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here fighting demons in my head. You're the dictator, you don't need justification for anything. Exactly. But I'm happy. Like, I think what I would have done is I would have banned working sleeping and seen if you would have calmed down afterwards. Instead, I suffered through it and had a worse experience for it. And while it might not be very real to Simon's character, actual overlord route, like, not incompetent like the Emperor Fucklord, but still very forceful, would be interested to see what that looked like. Yeah, I mean, I have considered doing a playthrough where you do all the mind break stuff and shit. The issue is that every piece of dialogue that isn't a choice is still gonna be Simon being Simon, right? I doubt they're gonna change his entire personality. He's still gonna be like... He's gonna read like a soft, pragmatic person regardless of what you do. So this feels like the canon way to do it. Post-traumatic shatter disorder? Yes, that is exactly what I have. I was watching a Jimmy video yesterday, which is a RuneScape content creator. He was talking to his friends, and he's like, can you believe some streamers talk to their chat as like one entity, refer to them as chat, instead of like guys or, you know, each person individually or like the group, whatever, they just say chat. Isn't that like dehumanizing to look at it as like one individual, like a conglomerate turning into one thing? Anyway, hey chat. Just immediately, you know, double back. The church I devoted most of my life to is deciding such important things. I can't sit back and relax. You are the hive mind. I'd like to offer to help, but today's gonna be a bit of a slower stream because I've got a headache, so my like tolerance for reading is gonna be a little bit lower, which is why I'm stalling between a bit. Oh, the gems have turned blue. They're done for the day. So that's what those mean. I assume green means the synod is in session. Blue means at rest. That's right. They'll turn purple if a final decision has been made, and red if the decision involves the church separating. Why do they have a color for like Ragnarok. Like, isn't this... I feel like you wouldn't... I feel like you would just announce it. Don't feel like you'd program in a color to be like, okay, here's where, when everything is fucked up and we can't come to an agreement, here's the color. Fun as the politics are, I'm also a min-maxer and I want the why talk. My armies are 5 times the size and quality of yours. You know a really fun playthrough I'd want to make? I'd want to make a hilariously sheeted playthrough that has that like never invests and never, or invests you should do, but never takes the peaceful option, but sheets in resources to always be ahead of everyone else. Just to see how that would be. Obviously things would break, but it would be really funny to just never take like the correct options. Be like, okay, I don't have enough resources to win here. Let me mod in the army quality to be at like 20, 20, 20 instead of what it's supposed to be. Let me mod in, you know, or like sheet in a billion prawn. Like all that shit. They lock the door so that if anybody doesn't like the decision, they don't get to complain. True. You have to go talk to Sarai as soon as possible. Well, what was decided? You can relax. Sister Karina, none of the worst came to pass. As expected, Anna couldn't expel everyone she dislikes, but Yellarel was denied entry. The Synod is the current High Priestesses. First she in 1 million thinking it's enough, then 1 billion later. Yeah, I mean, the amount of money you're tackling in this game is kind of huge. I also think it'd be it would be really interesting to see, because relationships impact so much, and I feel like if you go that route, you're gonna fuck over so many relationships. It'd probably be an interesting playthrough. And outsiders without standing in the synod. For each issue, we'll first hear testimonies from outside entities. After the public debate, we'll deliberate privately. But what policy did they choose for making the decisions? Ivala's consensus. Is that... That's just a consensus? Oh dear. I don't think I know what that is. It means that officially all our decisions will be made unanimously under Ivala's guidance. So the barrier in order to get people to agree with you is much higher because... Like, no, I agree, but not like stand against you is much higher because you can't abstain. It's always unanimous. If you're against something, oh, that's so bad. You'll max Trin though? I would max Trin. I feel like that's an insult to max Trin though. I hope I don't need to tell you that's complete fucking bullshit. Most of the time, we'll take a vote. Then the minority side will be spiritually led into agreeing. But they don't have to. If things go poorly enough, a high priestess could pull out and shatter attempts at unity. Right, it also means that most of the time, the final decision will be a compromise that everyone can live with. Considering we want stability, isn't that a good thing? There's many cheating checks in this game, some of them are funny. I was so worried that I, like, cheated in something. I don't think I did. I just distinctly remember, like, I've downloaded the RPG Maker save editor in order to cheat things if, like, I would fuck up a relationship or something. But, you know, when we did that with Robin, we were too deep. I didn't feel like doing it. But I don't think I ever cheated the value. Like, I sat and I considered it. I might have cheated. I think what happened was I had way lower prawn than I thought I would have. Because we had that discussion. I thought I had way lower prawn than I should have. But what happened was it was counting all the new prawn I was getting, not the stuff I already had on top. In like the middle of chapter 3 or something, right after the elves. And I think I considered cheating in the amount of prawn then, but because the value was correct, I never did. If it hasn't caught up to you already, having too much money or certain collectibles, winning unwinnable fights, really? Well, unwinnable fights I get, but they check the money and obviously, like, Shining Swords, I believe 100%. But, like, if you cheat in prawn, or cheat in relationship points, I feel like those would have triggers. We'll see. I might speedrun a completely cheated run to see what would trigger on my own time. That'd be fun. Considering we want stability, isn't that a good thing? But can there actually be a good compromise on some issues? I worry we'll see a true schism. Winning against Real in the prologue is a good one. I only know since there's a whole page about it. Oh, okay. Yes, it's possible. I won't be able to push too hard. What? I'm too scatterbrained. Yeah, true schism, yeah. So, those are the rules. What are we going to be discussing? Oh, and how long will it be? 7 days, of course, because according to certain traditions, Ivala's got a lady boner for 7s. Oh, do you mean like... No. On the second day, we have 3 serious issues being debated. First, Anna wants to excommunicate all Ivalan churches in the 3 new kingdoms. Politics, woohoo! Yup. All of them? Even Eugenie? The bitch doesn't do things halfway. This is where Ivala's consensus hurts us. She might not get excommunication, but the compromise might include censure? Yeah, censor. Or sanctions. Why did I read sanctified? Sanctions. Like, I don't know. On the other end, the Aramite priestesses want to make the synod formal, unify the church across all nations. That doesn't seem possible. Presumably, they're not that utopian. No, what I think they want is to unify armies and the Inquisition under central leadership, something they could potentially control. Can I make a complaint about this game, by the way? Like, honestly, my main single complaint. I wish there were font options. I know that it's an RPG Maker game, and it's probably impossible with this old of an RPG Maker. But the font would be so much easier to read if it was sharp and not pixelated like it is. It is so much more jarring for the eyes than it has to be. Especially when you're reading for long periods of time and reading it out loud. Yeah, I know what censor is, I just forgot how to pronounce it. I don't think it's moddable with this old of an RPG Maker engine, is the issue. I think it's like hard-coded as the only option. They can ask for the impossible and still get some centralization. You play in full screen? I do play in full screen. It's even worse in like lower resolutions though, in terms of like how easy it is to mix words together. Even though, you know, text is sharper, yes, because upscaling, it doesn't upscale, it just blows it up. The internal resolution is the same, so I get that it looks worse and more pixelated, but the small window does not make it better. Actually, isn't it like F5? Okay, we can play like this. Right, I think that doesn't serve us under any circumstances. Agreed, as the decision of such an organization would be almost guaranteed to be unpleasant for orcs and succubi. Assuming that nothing dramatic happens with either of those, the final issue will be adopting an official stance regarding the Ivalan churches led by succubi. That'll be a difficult argument, but do you think that we can gain some acceptance for them? Technically, it could go anywhere on the continuum from heresy to canonization. But I hope the result in the middle will be better than the current uncertain status quo. For example, if Anna accepts a compromise on them, then she'll have to shut her goddamn mouth about it. Oh, the chat messages are bigger than the text in game? Exactly. Funnily enough, this is arguably slightly easier to read. I can't lie, that is slightly easier to read than it is full screen. Let me move the monitor to the other room to simulate the same like size. And that way we'll get the best of both worlds. For example, if Anne accepts a compromise on them, then she'll have to shut her goddamn mouth about it. So, we have plenty to do to prepare for tomorrow. But, quickly, what will the rest of the council hold? On stream it is not? Yeah. That's very fair. It's more the fact that when it's so small, my eyes will scan the entire sentence immediately, whereas when it's big, I get like half of the, like I'm going along the text, which is why it's slightly worse. I should mention that there may be formal events each night as well, depending on how the day's events go. In any case, the third day is likely to focus entirely on doctrine regarding succubi, and needs updating, one way or another. The fourth day will be mostly fallout from that decision. There are many details to figure out. The 5th through 7th days, honestly, everything else will be thrown in them. Lots of random issues. Intercranial hemorrhage, there we go, is crazy work as a sentence, or like as a descriptor. But I would love to induce that in my viewers. Like, I need you to understand, I don't care if you like me or hate me. I don't care if I bring you, like, positive things in the world or negative things in your life. If I can have an impact to the extent that I permanently altered the trajectory of your life, that to me is a victory, regardless of if it's positive or negative. And an intracranial hemorrhage sounds like they'll get you to the doctors, probably have you hospitalized for a while, and then when you come out, you'll be slightly more scared of death, which is maybe a good thing. Maybe a bad thing. Get this, the fucklord attempting to attack the entire continent? Just a minor footnote, secondary to doctrinal issues. There's also a movement to raise a sanctified priestess to a new position, a sort of deputy high priestess, if you will. You are a fucker, Umfi, yeah? That's fine. If you're gonna alter my trajectory, you're gonna have to put some more work in. Marcus, I know where Nicholas lives. And I could probably sneak in there and find where you live. I can alter your trajectory. We can figure this out together. We can workshop this, okay? I don't think I need to work harder. I think I need to work smarter. Oh, I live at the same place? Perfect. In that case, I know where you live. I only need to work smarter, not harder. Let me just, like, order, crickets? Live crickets sounds good, right? I'll order 1,000 live crickets to your house. And hope you open it indoors. Marcus is a freeloader? Jesus Christ. I'm not surprised, man. Both making money as software devs and still freeloading, huh? You can order termites by the kilo? Ooh. I can termite bomb your house. Huh. Why? Because there's too much shit for 7 of us to deal with, but we're gonna stick to the magic number 7. But they wouldn't have standing on the synod? No, that and many other issues would be matters for the future. You may not want to stay for all of them. Let me... Okay, is this new position gonna have a higher rank? Sanctified priestess is under high priestess, right? Deputy high priestess is worse than a regular high priestess, right? I'm not tripping when I say that. So this would not create someone that's above the council. This would create a meme position that's somewhere in between. Because they can't break the number 7. Wonderful. But it sounds like there will be at least 5 days packed with serious decisions. Just how far can we push things? Here's the thing. Technically I can say whatever the fuck I want. I could walk in and say, Ivala's holy cunt revealed to me that we should all drink through our asses, if I wanted. You could say it, but the only effects would be negative. Right. We have to aim for changes that can meet the Ivala's consensus. Any changes will come at a cost. I've spent a lifetime being a pious and hardworking member of the church. They are willing to listen to me, even pushing boundaries. The role I took against the Doom King doesn't hurt either, especially given that things worked out well. But you won't be making these claims alone, right? much will depend on how much we can support you. Without a doubt, though I won't be acting as your mouthpiece. This will be spending your political capital as well. Unfortunately, you have a big old swinging dick of religious capital. It'll make my job a lot easier. Religion aside, the fact that the changes you made have been so embraced will make a significant difference. Your influence on society won't be ignored either. You're an institution the church has to respect. Finally, though the cunts won't admit it, they'll be thinking about just how much economic control you can exert over Arkland. So overall, we won't be able to get everything we want, but we're in a strong position. Oh Evala, I hope this goes well. Take heart and trust in Evala's wisdom. And politic the fuck out of things tonight. Everybody else will. Good. Meet me outside the central chambers tomorrow to discuss our strategy. Good to know. Has anyone uploaded the playthrough saves of like the Tosha playthrough or the Grim playthrough? I might want to download one for the end of chapter 4 so I can compare where we end up at the end of chapter 5. The what? Like a save of various points in the playthroughs. The Tosha playthrough and the Grim 8 playthrough. Because I would want to compare where we end up at the very, very end compared to where they end up at the very, very end. Also, is it just me, or is this not loaded correctly? No, not streamers, not streamers. The guide I'm following. Like, this is called the Tosha playthrough. And there's the Grim one as well. They're the two popular guides. Basically, an optimized playthrough is what I'm asking about. I know Grim has downloadable checkpoints, but their pathing slightly differs. That's fine. Anything that's considered remotely optimized. That's what I'm thinking. No, I already put it down. Is it just me or is this flower fucked up? It's not just the flower, it's also the fucking fence at that point. It looks awful. The barrel is clipping in as well. Also, I love that you just see people like outside this. Really feels like a walled garden. Also, what are these people doing walking at night? Like you're right next to the walls. Are they listening in? Like, there's no reasonable universe where you would just be standing out there, walking back and forth next to the wall at night. That shit makes no sense. Are the stalls full of food? Don't worry about that. That's just excess. This is the place? It looks fancier than I expected. The lady on the left is putting away her stall of food? No way. No way. They wouldn't take that route. I don't believe it. Goonfall was originally much smaller. Over the years, many parts of it have been rebuilt. Sometimes I wonder if the sisters who originally studied in this place would even recognize it. Care to show us around? Well, I imagine most artifacts have been cleared out, but I'll do my best. Can I read lore here? Finally, a bookshelf I can interact with. These are replicas of all the texts the original priestesses studied here. The originals are kept in magic suspension in Ardford. I don't get to read them. I hate that. Hello again. I spoke to Yellarel and, well, I'm willing to reconsider some ideas. Then, could we perhaps work together? I've been considering your deeds in Aram. I'm glad that you care for my country so much. I have also been in contact with a priestess from Ramasta, who said that even orcs can consider religion sincerely. And most likely she overheard our conversation. Oh, the bar crawl in Ramasta! That comes back here? That shit's crazy. That dialogue coming back here goes so crazy. Oh, you're quite well spoken. I had heard of such things, but never seen them. Tell me, would we be able to speak at further length? We certainly could, but would you be fine with someone else participating? I suppose so. Yes, what is it? Was it you two say who killed this character? Someone was like, wait, this character lives? Thought that was really funny. A high priestess? Well, it was quite a pleasure to talk to both of you. Sometimes I worry that such a focus on theology can take away from simple devotion, just like me reading can take away from this raid. Thank you very much, Test Tube Girl. Did that play the notification at all? I got the sub notification. That should play when a raid happens. Did that play? Let me try playing that again. No, that didn't... What? My notification thing just doesn't work. Well, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Is it dead? Or do I have the trigger set to only happen on bigger raids? Maybe that's it. I'm sorry about that. But I appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good stream. We are currently... first of all, I assume that most of you... Wait, I wouldn't have missed the one ESU where everybody decided to be there for some reason. Yeah. That sucks. I skipped the next one after, but... I'll see you next time. It'll be minimum 3 weeks until I can go again, I think. Because how my schedule works. Actually, is that true? I end on... Wait. I start work on Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it means I start work on Monday the week after. So I can only go on 3 weeks. But then I'll go again, probably. In any case, we are currently real politicking. Trying to make the main religion on this continent accept succubi. And make them think, or like realize they're not sex demons, despite, you know, them being sex demons because they're succubi. It's a bit of a mess, but, you know, the vibes are good. Sometimes I worry that such a focus on theology can take away from simple devotion. That's the way I've always interacted with the Church of Ivala. But I certainly feel the sincerity of your questioning. This has been wonderful. So I hope you're open to working together when our beliefs align. I will vote my conscience, of course, but yes, perhaps. Look into your own hearts, then return to me and tell me if we truly align. So, do we think that she has a connection to Ivala? Is she the only person that has a, like, real connection to Ivala? Lol, no. Yeah, that makes sense. What do we answer here? Once again, I'm curious what reads as the correct option. We are going to give her an answer here. If the rest of the gang doesn't, she doesn't either. You know, that makes sense. She might be hearing somebody. Ooh. I think that means absolutely nothing. Well, we're signaling how much we want to cooperate with her. We're basically checking how committed we are. We know nothing of her? Correct. And no deal will be possible is the correct answer here. It's honestly surprising how many of these kind of niche VN RPG Maker games there are. Yep, that's true. There are a lot of them. This one's the best one ever made. But yes, there are a lot of them. It's really funny, actually. I got a comment on the YouTube channel that surprised me a bit. Let me pull it up here. There's another duology that does state for the plot as well as this game. The combo of King's Exit and its sequel Demon Roots, which won RPG Maker Game of the Year in Japan the year it came out, despite it also being a hentai game. Though both games are very different to each other vibes-wise, Such I cannot properly compare which is better. It's great, because I've played this game. I really, really love Demon Roots. It's just really funny to be like, there's so many RPG Maker games that are like niche, like story games like this. And I get a comment that's like, hey, here's a comparison to a different game that I've also played. I really enjoy Demon Roots. But it is very different from this game. Which VOD is that on, by the way? It's part 3. Okay, so this person might join us in like 4 months. They commented 11 hours ago on part 3. So if they're watching every single VOD, they have 27, and after this, 1 more VOD. I 100% the Demon Roots, great stuff. I didn't 100% it, but the main story actually made me cry at the end, in the ending. But what fucks me up is that the sequel, King's Exit, has the worst translation of all time. There's not a single competent King's Exit translation, so that game is unplayable for me, which is so annoying, because I really like Demon Roots. Unfortunately, I don't believe a deal is possible. We may be aligned in some things, but not in others. We may be able to work together on some matters, but for the sake of honesty, I must state that we will disagree on others. I'm disappointed, but thank you for your honesty. I've played King's Exit long before Demon Roots. Did you find a good translation? Because that was... yeah, that's my issue. I know it's made before. It's still Kino, but not that good? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like continuing it. The ending of Demon Roots is so clearly to tie into King's Exit that I was a bit disappointed, because I was like, there's no way that they would end it like this if there wasn't a sequel set up like this, and the ending otherwise clashes with the events of King's Exit. Like, I feel like King's Exit was written before they had Demon Roots on the mind, right? Like how that story would play out. Translation was bad? Yeah, that sucks. Ready to turn in for the night? Yep. Alright, I'm looking forward to it, even if we can't fuck. Can I sleep by your dick if I promise to be good? Yara, this is serious. I mean it. I'll be on my best behavior. Let's see if we can't make room for both of you. That makes sense, Genmelas. Demon Roots is crazy, because Demon Roots had me so scared at the start of it that it was gonna be way more... like... Demon Roots, on the surface, looks like it's gonna be the most objectionable shit ever. But then, it has a bunch of objectionable porn. Or like... controversial porn tags, but it's all hidden in an optional dungeon you don't have to do. So I didn't do that dungeon, at least not more than the very minor parts you have to take part in it. So you get like 0 porn in the entire game, basically, or very, very little. And it's just a good, like, similar to this, like, sex-based story, like where sex has a part in the world. But that one dungeon, oh boy. Let's see if we can't make room for both of you. King's Exit is more like that optional dungeon. Fair enough. I feel like I could present this horribly in conversation like I did with Umineko. Oh, right. You did do that. Oh my god. You know, that shit had me dying for weeks. I can't believe I'd repressed that. When I met Test Tube Girl in real life at the local, they were like, yeah, you were playing that fucking, like, or what did you say? You were like... oh, what section was it? What section of Umineko did you catch? You caught such a fucking bad section of Umineko. It was a section... it wasn't the early touch boob section with Battler. Yeah, you said pedophilia game, but I'm trying to figure out what part you caught. Because the things you were quoting, I was like, oh no. You can just accurately say that Pips has been streaming a porn game for 100 hours? Yes, and I'm based. You say that like it's a bad thing. That was nice. I feel all warm and fuzzy. I was actually comfortable and not at all sexual. I'm impressed, Yara. No, my mastery over my own sexuality has merely grown too subtle for simple purity spells. I can get off on warm togetherness. Unironically, one thing I found out when I got in a relationship, and this is the realest thing that I'll ever say on this. The hottest thing in the world is casual intimacy. Not sexual intimacy, but just casual intimacy. Warm togetherness. That shit is so good for the brain. It's nourishing like nothing else. So, I get it, Yara. You're not wrong. Oh, yeah, you caught... Yeah. You, It was when Erika got introduced, and you caught Erika getting introduced, and then you also caught the stupid fucking dialogue between Bernkastel and... What's her name? How am I blanking on the other lolly's name? It's Bernkastel and Lambda Delta. And it was the worst thing ever. Sounds like I missed straight fire. I hate to do this to you. I hate to do this to you. By that I mean I don't hate to do it to you. I need the PS3 opening. Umineko is a visual novel that bangs. It's so good. Highly recommend you play it. Oh, I fucked it up. You played the best character ever, Battler. Play. I hope you like reading. Yeah. I mean, it has one choice in it the entire time. My favorite thing though is I gotta do the one clip. The fucking this sells Umineko.
Don't argue with me.
But you're wrong.
That's why you're the slowest in your class.
That's
bro.
why you don't have a girlfriend.
This is the old sprites before the PS3 release. They changed what it looks like.
I'm about to end your whole career. You know Santa Claus is a real, right?
What?
Right.
What?
Exactly.
Why would you say that?
No, because she had it coming.
Why would you
She
say
had it
that?
coming. No, don't call mom now.
That clip is canon, by the way. There is a real fucking part of the game where that character does exactly that. Like, it's not even exaggerating. And if you want... Okay, an excuse to play this clip. They had so much fun with the voice acting. Fucking love this rat. This stupid fucking rat. I don't really play visual novels. If I want to read a book, I just play a light novel. I already do that. You know what? You're wrong. Umineko is different. That's fair, though. That's fair. Umineko is just worth experiencing. That rat is my favorite character from like anything ever. I fucking love Erika so much. Yeah, the final puzzle in the game is actually really good as well. But I solved Umineko at the start of chapter 6 or episode 6, which was really good. It's weird because I remember watching Higurashi and being a fan of it, but this seems like a completely different series, even though they're apparently connected. It's funny you talked about it being a pedophile game, even though you've watched Higurashi. The two characters you reacted to are the two characters from Higurashi that connects the series. What the fuck are you talking about? They're literally the two girls that are the two main characters in Higurashi. That's why the games are connected. The two pedophile characters, as you said, are the characters from Higurashi. Which is hilarious, because the rest of it is not quite the same. I don't remember any pedo stuff in Higurashi. Oh, there's so much weird shit in Higurashi. It's more that they're all underaged and they do a lot of weird shit. Can't complain. I liked Mirai Nikki when I was like 16, and I don't like Higurashi. Yeah, like Higurashi is way weirder than Umineko in my mind. I can't lie. Anyway, I've gone sidetracked. I'm sorry. I am slowly recovering from the headache though. It doesn't have a gore fetish at all. It's just violent. It's not a fetish thing in Higurashi, but it is all young kids. That shit, that's crazy. That blows my mind that you would say that. Do I have... Let me check something. I've got a couple clips left from when I played Umineko. Is this... Oh my god. I have the clip where Erika argues with a 7-9-year-old. Do I have anything else? Not really. Oh well. If you clocked that shit in Umi, how are you not bothered by that in Higurashi? I watched Higurashi when I was like 12. I mean, that makes sense, yeah. It is fucked up when you watch something when you're too young and you don't realize it's problematic, and then you go back when you're older like, oh, it's like that, huh? It's like that. Reminds me of a banger Discord screenshot that goes like, someone's like, I love X character, and another person replies, actually, that character is 16, so you'd be a pedophile, or like, you'd be a pedophile for liking that character. It's like, I'm 15. If anything, she'd be the pedophile. And I was like, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. That kills me every time. Sorry, let me get back to it. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. I blame the medication. Today will change a great deal. Let's go speak to Sarai in the central building. Okay. But yeah, to say, highly recommend Umineko. It is long, but it is worth experiencing. I'll say that. First couple hours, meh. Then it gets good. The end of episode 1 is a real banger. There are a lot of like 80s, 90s comedies that are absolutely mental when you see them now. You're not wrong. A lot of stuff from that age is. Greetings. I have assessed the situation, and I'm willing to offer you several different options for my support. However, my influence is not unlimited. I must ask that you not demand too much of me. That's reasonable. There will be 3 votes today. I'm willing to offer you my support on any one of them. Sounds good, test tube. Hope you have some good-ass food. Can you come over and give me a portion while you're at it? Need you to, need you to DoorDash me your own food, so that I can continue streaming without having to eat. Alternatively, I could speak privately to High Priestess Hester on your behalf, to increase your influence throughout the summit. What day of Goonfall is this? This is day 2 right now. We just started day 2. Did we ever get proof that the epitaph was solvable in English without just skipping steps? Define solvable. Working argued for like 3 hours with me that I should have, as soon as they mentioned an encyclopedia in the game or in the story, I should have physically gone on like Wikipedia or Google Earth and looked up relevant locations in and around Japan and compared rivers to solve it. So I'm gonna say no. I was so angry when they said it was solvable. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm still mad about it. You know what? You know what? /ban working sleeping. No, but it'd be so funny. I'm like, I'm worked up because he mentioned the fucking epitaph and it being solvable in English. I'm legitimately worked up about it still. It lives rent-free over a year after we finished Umineko. I'm legitimately, like, angry right now. I'm so close to banning working sleeping. But it would be so funny if they show up in chat and I can ban them on the spot when they come into chat for the amount of damage they've done to me. Like, legitimately, maybe I should bait stream Umineko one more time. Like, there's an extra chapter or whatever that released like later. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it introduces a new character I've seen fan art of. And I think it would be so funny to stream that, not because I care at all, but because maybe Working Sleeping joins that stream. And I can ban Working Sleeping during it, and then immediately, oh my god, I should just camp the Umineko category. Oh, I should definitely do that. Fuck that guy. Just skip the first 4 steps and then go to Google Maps. Yup. Ugh. So dumb. So dumb. Sorry, I'm sorry, Pure, that you don't understand what's happening. To sum it up, Umineko is a mystery novel, and there are at least 2 major mysteries that you want to solve throughout most of it. And the clues you're presented, I would say nothing indicates that they are truly solvable until you're like 2/3 through. But even then, having 4 people in your chat arguing with you that, no, you should be able to solve this actually, and then you get to the reveal, and the reveal is so dog shit that everything they've said for the past 30 hours in your ear, making you feel dumb, making you feel unintelligent and unobservant, it just flips and becomes this anger deep in your heart that, no, they are lying to you. The PSYOP got to them. Their fucking ideas are taken wholesale from, I don't know, a YouTube video where someone has dedicated their life to solving this dogshit riddle. And you sit there and you feel so vindicated. And then what happens next? What happens next is so much worse. What happens next is that you spend the final 2 episodes of the game still arguing with these people that still claim that this shit is solvable, even though it's not solvable. The thing is, the puzzle that matters is, like, you can solve what you care about, which is like the identity of like murderers and shit. Like, you can solve that shit. But to make the connections that the game requires you to solve the second riddle the game poses is so fucking unfeasible. And to still argue for it in the final 2 episodes broke my fucking brain. Oh my god. Not doing a good job selling the game though. The thing is, as a casual, if you're playing the game yourself, just choose not to solve that part and enjoy the reveal. Solve the other half. The other half is like, I say half, the other 80% of the game is fun to solve. It's that specific one that sucks ass. sorry. I'm getting sidetracked even more, but holy shit. Oh my god, it's so garbage. Okay. To put this in the coffin. Riddle of the Epitaph. I love that I search Riddle of the Epitaph and I get Umineko immediately. Let me read the English translation of the riddle, okay? So this is on an epitaph to someone who either doesn't exist or has died. It's in front of a painting. And it reads, "Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the Golden Land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. As you travel down it, you will see a village. In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. There sleeps the key to the Golden Land. The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. On the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the 2 who are close. On the third, those who remain shall praise my noble name. Then it's gouge X thing and kill. On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive. On the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasure, once and for the last time. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the Golden Land. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost, and one shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch Beatrice." Okay, from this part, the first 2 segments here, you're supposed to get a geographical location somewhere in the world. This combined with one other minor hint that it, like, is so innocuous in a 200-hour visual novel. Imagine one line of dialogue supporting this throughout the entire fucking game. And then you need, like, extensive geographical knowledge of Japan in order to figure it out. It's 1.5 million words, by the way, Kirby. Not 1 million. It's 1.5. I'm angry! I'm so mad! Okay. Let me stand up and stretch a little bit. I swear, the reason I try to solve shit in this game is strictly because Umineko trained me so well. Okay. I'm doing like jumping jacks. Ooh, I'm so mad! Let me get the aggression out. Oh my god! Okay. We're good now. Good game, good story, good. I enjoyed it, but mostly because Erika is the best character of all time. Ooh, that's it. Okay, lock the fuck in. Alternatively, I could speak privately to High Priestess Hester on your behalf. Sorry to all the VOD viewers, by the way. I know you don't give a shit. My sincere apologies. I know you won't hear this because you've already skipped ahead until you see the dialogue box, like, go further, and then you've backspaced back to where I go further in it. So, you know, whew. Whoops, had somebody ask into my furry past, wanting to see more stuff on my OC. What a nightmare, had to log into every old site I haven't used for decades. You know, fair enough. I had a really awkward interaction. Or not interaction. Okay. A friend of mine... Okay, yeah, nothing about this is incriminating in any way, and it doesn't give out any information about the people involved. And no one I know would know this person anyway. No one who would watch this stream would know this person anyway, so I don't feel bad about saying this at all. So a friend of mine who has not divulged that they're gay, I found out are gay because I checked them on Blue Sky and saw that they only follow like 100 plus gay OnlyFans. Like men, what's it called? Yeah, male OnlyFans. And now I'm like, I'm just gonna sit with this knowledge because I don't in any way want to pressure them to like out themselves to me if they don't trust me, or like we haven't spoken in a long time, so it's not like we're the closest friends. It's just kind of awkward to know this in a way where they've talked about trying to find a girlfriend with me multiple times. So I'm like, is this a new discovery? Is it like what are we dealing with here, you know? It's just horribly awkward. Horribly awkward. Hopefully they're living their best life now though, but we haven't talked in a while, which is obviously not related to this, but I was like, I feel like I would prefer if this was knowledge they told me and not knowledge I accidentally snooped, like, I feel like I invaded their privacy in a way, you know? I was trying to find a mutual friend who I don't follow on Blue Sky that I thought that they might follow on Blue Sky. So I was like, okay, if he follows this person on Blue Sky, I can then start following them. But no. Instead, bam, porn in my face. Yeah, that's fair to say. Can't believe VOD viewers would just skip the deep Pip lore. Yeah, I'm used to it. I respect it, honestly. It's funny, because I skip monologues from other creators all the time. I feel like enjoying my streams is best done in a VOD format. Unless you want me to go on tangents, in which case, definitely join the stream and type anything even halfway interesting, and I'm off to the races, especially when I'm unmedicated. Alternatively, I could speak privately to High Priestess Hester on your behalf, to increase your influence throughout the summit. Tangents are fine, but only when I'm here, respectively. Respectable. I disagree heavily. When you start skipping, you keep skipping. That's how I got here. True. Let me know what you would prefer before the voting begins. On the note of tangents, I will say we're probably going to take a break with Last Sovereign when we finish Chapter 4. Not for too long, but in not too many days now, the second chapter of a visual novel I played right before this, called Off the Devil. It's like Ace Attorney meets Danganronpa. The second chapter of that comes out like 15th of December, I believe. Of the Devil, Chapter 2. So, my goal right now is to finish 18th of December, not 15th. My goal right now is to finish Chapter 4 before the 18th of December, and then stream through Chapter 2 of the Devil, and then come back to Chapter 5 here. That is the goal. But it shouldn't be too long. I think it's only like, I don't know how long, but Chapter 1 was like 10 hours or something, 15 hours. It was like 10. Right now, you're actually close to where you will be blind, by the way. Yes, so I actually had I'm a bit sad because I had the order mixed up. I actually thought you did the Erosion War with the Erosion War with the Fucklord. I thought you concluded it before Goonfall, but you don't. I believe I stopped right the instant you complete the Erosion War, which is basically the end of Chapter 4, right before Chapter 5. But after that, I am fully blind. I will not look at a single thing for all of Chapter 5, is the idea. Also, how many hours is Chapter 5, would you say, on average? Like, is it over half the game? Because I feel so bad about, like, in my head, I can't get over the fact that I've played 80% of the game blind or spoiled just looking at the number of chapters, but that's not correct, right? I can't believe this, Pip. You just spoiled we're going to fight the fucklord again? Insane. I thought he just disappeared into the ether. You might be dumb, Kirby. You might be fucking stupid, actually. But that's why I like you. You can sit with the adults at this table, okay? $25 to 40 hours, probably. Okay, I thought it'd be longer, given that we're 90 hours in. But that's still a lot. We'll figure it out. Because we're 90 hours in now, so my playtime might be longer than the average. In any case, how would you like me to honor our deal? We want him to argue against excommunication, argue against unification. What was Pip talking about with the Del Diablo? Did I say Del Diablo? Oh, off the devil. Okay, sure. Sure, I haven't seen the trailer for Chapter 2, actually. Let's watch the Episode 2 release date trailer. So you can get a vibe of what it is. Of the Devil, Episode 2. This is 30 seconds long, don't worry. Wish I had a mute button hotkey for this. Bunch of new characters. Bunch of new characters. Also new music, that's cool. Yeah, this is if you like Ace Attorney, you'll like Off the Devil. It's very good. I really like Off the Devil. But yeah, that's the game I'll be playing. And yes, I have the VODs on the channel. That's the first game I think we did VODs of. I now realize how close in vibes the character art is to Project Moon stuff. Is it? Yeah, I see it. Like, Library of Ruina. Also, Dante, or whatever his name is, the flaming clockhead in Limbus Company. Also, yeah, I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I was at 60 hours during Gonfall. Okay, good. So we are halfway. Good to know. This is gonna be a 200-hour playthrough. Great. I'm happy. Okay, so what we're arguing for is against unification, actually. Which is surprising. What did people say? People said increase support or excommunication. If we knew that increased support actually did something, I would have probably gone for that. But I'm leaning towards argue against excommunication. I can see all of them being somewhat right, though. Yes, but no. We want the church to be weaker after this, I assume. Would be my reasoning for why arguing against unification is good. Because we want to keep them on the back foot. So we don't want them to unify. Very well. I will speak against the Aramite effort to unify church authority. Also, I'm so happy. I had a killer headache when I started the stream, and taking an ibuprofen didn't fix it, but it's mostly gone now. So this might be the first case ever of starting a stream feeling awful and then feeling better as the stream goes on. Don't think that's happened to me before. Since they will talk to Esther for relationship. Just the venting about working. Fucking working, sleeping! Ah! Are you ready to get started? This could take some time. Here's how this will go. We'll go through all 3 issues today, likely taking only short breaks in between. Makes sense, pure. Chapter 5 is long though, definitely. Good to know. It's also gonna be longer for me, I realize, because I'm gonna be so paranoid about going back and checking stuff. It's actually good that we got some people who have played through Chapter 5, so I can like ask non-spoiler questions like, did we unlock 700 investments in every region? Have all the monsters across the entire world respawned now? Should I go back to Ustrin to check the Dwarven caves again? Like, stuff like that. Like, I can just ask those questions and not spend a billion hours getting the answers myself. I've not cared for 12 to 14 years. To say, here's the... Okay, this might suck to hear, but I think a lot of people could benefit from putting down the boundary of you don't owe anyone your time online. You can just ignore any question about that stuff. You don't need to care about it. If someone else cares, that doesn't have to... Like, that doesn't mean you're responsible for it. I literally said, no, I don't really care to see your art. That's good. If they don't let up, you can just block them. This is one of those things where, like... I know, given what I've just said about working sleeping, it sounds very hypercritical from me, but it's like one of the most important things I've... one of the most important things I got from playing Melee. For those joining in from this and that don't know me from anything else, I was a competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee player for 7 years. Became the 20th best player in the world for a while. And you get so many people that just demand your time for the most inane bullshit ever. That eventually I just had to get comfortable with the fact that, no, they don't owe me my time at all. It is such a relief to have that. Yeah, that's a good response to say. Even following your guide, you've already sacrificed things and will continue to do it. Yeah, I get that. I get that. What I'm saying is that the my route isn't perfect. No route is perfect, but this route I assume is so optimized that the difference between hitting every check that the route wants you to hit and failing some of them is a lot bigger than if I was playing a non-optimal route, because they've made the leeway as razor thin as possible, right? Do you remember the Karina's men who were defending the pass in Chapter 2? They're dead. You could have saved them and you didn't. Yeah, I do know that. I also know that there's a lot of arguing that it's like never worth it. I've lurked in the Discord in the non-spoiler channels, and people have talked about that decision a bunch of times. But what I was gonna say is it's more the fact that I'm following the guide that makes me worry more than if I hadn't followed it at all, because I assume that the margins are razor thin and it's going to start diverging as much as possible. Which is why, actually, even though I've played through the Erosion War, I think I might stop the tutorial, not tutorial, the guide after the next investment round before the Erosion War. And then just go blind into the Erosion War, because every decision in the Erosion War is going to be made blind, and and like what happens afterwards, I'm going to decide myself. Let's see here. Let me read through all that. Following the whispers of the outer beings, you've made decisions you didn't understand and sacrificed them, killed them for a little more prawn, and now they lay dead and forgotten, deemed useless. And they were important. You could have talked to them. They could have helped you in the past and in the future, and now they will not. Thank you. That is all. Genmilas? That reads exactly like Ginasta. I get your point, though. I get your point. It's specifically the fact that it's an optimized route, which makes me more worried than I would be otherwise, because there's no reason to have leeway for checks, so anytime I fuck something up, it has cascading effects. On the other hand, the sooner I drop it, the better. So I think after the next investment round, we're gonna drop the guide, I'm pretty sure. Or I say next, it's the one right before the war. I want to go into the war blind, because it's been so long I don't remember anything anyway. Or do I? Should I drop it during the war, or should I drop it after the war? Because I finished the war. I know for a fact I finished the war. I know I stopped right after that. Whatever. Oh yeah, also, Munch, I never answered you. I never answered you that the monsters don't respawn normally, but at set times throughout the game, they will respawn, or like different monsters will pop up there. I think it's when large periods of time pass, like we've had a time skip of like a year in this chapter, so then a bunch of monsters came back, or new monsters popped up. They overwrite earlier ones, so if you don't kill the earlier ones, you only get new ones. I'd be very happy if you dropped it. Okay, I'll drop it before the Erosion War then. We do Gonfall. There's one specific investment I want to get before, but after that, I am fine to go blind. The sooner you drop it, the better. Cool. Cool. Genmilas, you definitely know what investment I'm talking about. I'll say it's an optional dungeon. I want to make sure I unlock an optional dungeon, and I do so without compromising everything else. And then after that, I'm planning on dropping it. That's the final thing I want to invest in. Now, I'll always voice my opinion for our cause, but everyone knows we'll all have to make compromises. So I have to choose which issues I agree most intensely, or I won't be taken seriously. I'll also need to use my influence to call certain speakers, as well as other potential issues, and it has to last the whole council. Your mileage may vary. I'm gonna be real, I'm expecting to get so fucking murdered by chat when we go blind, because I'll have the most dogshit opinions about how we're supposed to play the game. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna argue for the dumbest shit. Wait, no, we're not gonna support these people. Yeah, that's perfectly fine to say, but also, I wouldn't even say that. I would just stop engaging with them. Like, I would just leave, I would just ghost them. You're being excessively, or not excessively, you're being, like, way more reasonable than you have to be. Well, they stop being objectively correct the instant we go off track, right? Because the end result is never going to match what it would have been if we continued following it, and all the towers are gonna start crumbling when I go off the beaten track, so to speak. Which means that some of these choices could have been done differently, and we would have gotten a better effect for what we want to do after. You know, you're starting to make me think. Maybe we'll just do the Gonfall without the guide as well. That's why that's so fun. Correct. I agree. As soon as you go blind, I'm making fun of you for the first choice you make, no matter what it is. That's fucked up. I just had eye surgery, and you're saying that, like, you're gonna stalk me for when I lose my eyesight again? That's fucked up. I understand. We'll have to be careful. My influence can only stretch so far. Do you want me to do everything I can to fight Anna's proposal? Go all in, stay back. Ooh. Okay. First question. Genmilas, do you know off the top of your head how many influence I'm supposed to have? Have I lost influence because of the previous fuck up? If I've lost influence because of previous fuck up, I'm considering already dropping the guide. I mean, that's fine to say, but not saying anything is not being a horrible person. Not saying anything is completely reasonable. Again, a reply like that is giving them a lot of respect. I think if you say that and then stop engaging with it, it's fine. But I would not let them keep talking afterwards. If they keep chatting after that point, just don't say anything. Like that is what I would do. I can check this, good. Yeah, if the influence points are different, I think we should go blind from this point. I think we drop it immediately. It's gonna be so scary to drop it. They haven't said shit since? Okay, good. Also, are you self-censoring? Are you self-censoring in the chat? Or did I turn on censor options? I always do. You know, it hits harder when it's censored like that. We should bring back the old comic book censor for like fuck, where you do like I was gonna say sharp sign because fucking C sharp, but no, it's the like hashtag sign. You know, all the different ones like that. Still optimal. God damn it. Okay, that's fine. Then we'll still follow this. Then we'll still follow it through Gonfall, and then we drop it, okay? Stay back. Don't go all in. Understood? I'll pace myself for other battles. Should have lied. I'm such a weak man. I'm such a weak man. Okay, would you prefer... Okay, chat, let's actually do this properly. Let's have a poll. Let's have a poll. /poll. Unrecognized command. Okay, I need to do it in the actual chat. Okay. Show chat. Docs. Where the fuck is the chat? Why don't I have the chat doc? That is crazy. I should have the chat doc in OBS, but I don't. Weird. Let me run a poll for this. Going to my channel, going to my chat, /poll. Do we drop the guide now and do Gonfall blind and fuck it all up? What? Oh. Three-minute poll. Okay. I'm kind of invested in this mostly optimal run. Yeah, but you know, we'll see if. I mean, it's gonna diverge so significantly afterwards that what we do here, what I'm realizing is that what we do here, what choices we do here, will not we might not reap the benefits. We might not reap the benefits we would reap if we did something else. 3 no's and 2 yes. Drop a save now anyway? Yeah. Let me finish this dialogue and drop a save. Now that we made that decision, there's no more sense delaying. Let's begin. Welcome, one and all. This begins the council of... No, don't retract your vote. Don't retract your vote. You voted no. I respect it. I respect it. I don't have any additional knowledge. Your opinion matters. Give your argument is sound. I wasn't giving my own opinion. I was giving the counter argument. If it's 50-50, people decide anyways. No, then we flip a coin for it. Welcome, one and all. This begins the Council of Goonfall, and only time will tell what words will be spoken of us in the future. Even if it's 90-10, people decide anyway. No, I will follow the results. I promise on my heart of hearts I will follow the result. Before we begin arguing, let us take a moment to pray. Anna, I believe you wanted to begin. Your proposal, if successful, would change the course of this council. Pip, it's your stream. No. I'm like Takan, okay? I am merely a vessel for the democracy that flows through me. Have you ever played Disco Elysium? Like, you are all the skills that make up me. I don't really exist more than in the way that, like, I do things on the board and move around and, like, interact with people, but it's the skills that constitute my inner monologue. What skill am I? Munch, you're, Shivers. Marcus, unfortunately, I overrule you. Marcus, you're, the fascist one. Don't take that the wrong way. You're the, it's like, it's not endurance. It's, what's it called? It's the Disco Elysium skills. What's it called? It's, it is Half-Light. You're Half-Light. So I think it's the endurance one that might be the fascist one. It's the one that has you drinking beer. Hey, what's the poll result? Let's look. Okay. It ended on 4-3 with no. Okay, let's continue then. Anna, I believe you wanted to begin. Your proposal, if successful, would change the course of this council. As it should. What is the point of discussing Ivala's will when the church itself is filled with corruption? Are you accusing those gathered here? No, though many of us preside over regions that should be purified. The democracy has failed. Fuck are you talking about? Democracy came to a decision you didn't like. Owned. But these new nations who pervert Ivala's temples with orcs and succubi cannot be tolerated. I suggest that we formally remove all support from them until they can be judged pure and accepted back into Ivala's embrace. It's just like the Alliance. Kirby, you're Trunhit. That's the type of person you are. You're just like him. Very well. What say you, High Priestess of Ivala? And I'm Jan Wenli. I think that's a bit much. Surely simple censure would suffice. No, we must Anna, it is not your time to speak. The rule of democracy is the biggest idiot on the street gets the exact same vote as the leading expert in the field. How fucking dare you? Kirby, this is my stream. It's like I've unified the Galactic Empire and you're one guy. That's how I dare. I'm not that cockroach of a person. I am. I'm saying you're that cockroach of a person. Screaming doesn't carry over text. Yeah! Fucking true! Got you there. Owned, baby. God, let's bully Kirby instead. Let's bully Kirby out of the stream. Kirby, you're Trunit. You're the Earth Cult. You're Glanor in... No, you're George in Umineko. You're what's another dogshit character? Have you seen my caps lock? Very well, speak. I'm opposed to any such measure. The church has been greatly advanced by allowing diversity of theological opinion. He's the princess that kicked the dog. Exactly. Remel, whatever the fuck her name is. I forgot what the name is, and now it's bothering me. Whatever, it's fine. Let's be reasonable. It's good. Let's not remember the puppy kicker's name. The puppy kicker can remain nameless. Let's be reasonable. We can't kick out half the continent. I think the idea of pushing so many people from the church is rather sad. My bad. Marcus, I appreciate you being helpful. It's funny because it's you're like, finally, I can answer a game-related question, and I don't have to sit here listening to Pip argue for 4 hours. Maybe we can finally get back on track if I just answer this one question. Please don't tell me the name. Oh, fuck. The devil being Pip, I'm happy to have that role. I think the idea of pushing so many people from the church is rather sad. I'm open to the possibility of mild correction, but excommunication seems harsh. Sarai, you won't be surprised to learn that I am opposed to such a measure. Very good. Those are our initial positions. Does anyone else want to contribute before the synod goes into seclusion? I've been given words to share with the synod. You just love me? Yeah, I love you, Kirby. New Javini has only recently begun to rebuild, but we were once a core of the church. We hope to become so again, but we need time. I bully you because I love you, okay? It's like a Sundar situation right here, okay? But consorting with orcs and succubi will not help you return to the true path. This is for your own good. You may not like this, High Priestess, but we need to rely on them economically. Ardaheim alone cannot support us as we rebuild. Yes, but how much evil will you accept? Can you truly tell me that the Doom King is not worming his influence throughout New Javini? I do not need to remind you that the Doom King could have ruled all 3 nations with an iron fist. I miss depravity? Great. You know, Tisei, do you know who you're chatting like right now? Let me accurately diagnose you as a character in chat, okay? You're messed on. You're being messed on right now. I want you to realize that everything that comes out of your mouth, I am reading in the tone of messed on. Look me in the eyes and answer honestly. Can you truly say that he and his deceiver, Simon, have done nothing you cannot accept? Can you say the same about the high priestesses who sit beside you? There will always be disagreements, and yes, I disapprove of some of the decisions the Doom King and Simon have made. Kirby, can you believe this guy? You're forming a coalition in chat, huh? But I believe we should discuss those as allies and work together, not cast each other aside. This would be a good time for you to speak. You want to? No, that's the answer. I'll be speaking frequently. Best not to overstay our welcome. Look, you could have said anyone, not fucking Mestan. It's the only one that fits. Would you like me to go after Anna for allowing slavery? It would be aggressive, but perhaps sway the others. Yes. Pains me to do this, but if we are to condemn the new nations for their failings, then we must condemn Steinfort as well. What? As the Inquisition will attest, the city of Steinfort has been home to many slavers, and even now women are forced into sexual servitude. I am doing everything in my power to stamp out such practices, not accepting them. Everything in your power? Yes, but none of us are Ivala, so we have limitations. Who do we even pay with the chat? Like, who gets the chat union dues? Is he a cock gobbler? Because that's what I used to be, and I want it back. That might be his real backstory. He talked about, like, yeah, honestly. That could fit. We know nothing about his backstory. Yeah, he could be a cock gobbler. The people shall have their blood. May the streamers be hit by 100 years of hail and bees. I believe that we should accept that the new nations have limitations as well, and join together with them to improve ourselves. Can I, like, play both sides and take the chat union dues and, like, lead the chat union against myself? Some real fucking Dread Emperor shit? If not, perhaps the Inquisition should look into who has been stopping slavery in Steinfort and who has been allowing it. It's also, there's no R in his name, it's Mestan, not Merstan. How dare... This is the first I've heard of such things. Anna, is this true? Well... Oh, suggest a poll? I didn't see... Sorry, it didn't play as a suggest a poll. I can't do poll on the things. I won't do it. I'll just play both sides. Now, does anyone else wish to contribute? This is preposterous. You cannot treat Giovini this way. We hope to learn more from you. Please don't push us aside so quickly. Very well. All others should leave, and we will now begin our deliberations. Can I read the books now? No. These statues are just ornamental, I think. They look like a recent addition. Simon. Simon. I'm wasting away. I'm going to die. Unless I can suck your cock. That is untrue, if anyone was wondering. Also, I can get off on politics now, but there's nothing to do while waiting. Please bear with it a little longer. It will be worth it in the end. I'll hold you to that. Seriously, I know a lot is at stake, and I won't do anything to jeopardize that. You've grown so much, Yara. I like you. Marry me right now. I love Traitorous. He's such a good character. Thank you for supporting us. No, I was supporting what I truly believe is best for us all. I will admit, I struggle to answer Anna's questions. I cannot say that I accept every decision you've made. The Blade Master guy? Let me see. It starts with an A. It's Antarian. Antarian, yeah. No. Look, the only person in chat who would be Antarian is like working, sleeping, and not because they have any similarities, but just because I hate them both equally. I will admit, I struggle to answer Anna's questions. I cannot say that I accept every decision you've made. In particular, I believe your use of Trin is somewhat proof of what she claims. But compared to the horrors Anna would unleash with a schism, I believe it to be the lesser evil to support you. Often the lesser evil is the best we can do. I wish you well. I will retire for now, but will contribute my thoughts again. She knows. She's been around us a lot, so that makes sense. People know we are copying people. Don't worry about it. What? Oh, I had a heart attack. I had a heart attack. I thought we reached like maximum saves. No, this is just a sequence you can't save in. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I just, for some reason, I thought we, like 1,255 was the max save amount. Should we wait until discussion has ended and learn the result of the vote? Yes. I forget that we weren't keeping the greatest secret ever. I mean, we're also the Doom King. You can't forget that, you know. Though we discussed the matter thoroughly, our collective opinion was rather clear. There will be no excommunications. Anna really fucked up this one. Should I send an olive branch or undermine her support? Okay, I think what I'll do... Let me... I'm gonna scroll so that I don't see the next step in the like line, and as soon as we get like a decision, I'll argue for it, and then look at what the correct answer is according to the guide, which I know Genmelas has opinions on, but you know, that's what we're doing. The vote won. This was excommunication, and she's failed. So we're saying, are we undermining her even further, or are we offering an olive branch? And like, just casually, I say offer an olive branch because we've already established that she failed. Yeah, exactly, Munch. Like, I think offering an olive branch paints us as better negotiators, and like, do nothing might be valid as well. Like, maybe they're so jaded that offering an olive branch is like, they're trying to play the politics game. How dare they? But, like, I feel like offer an olive branch is the correct one. If I wasn't following the guide, I do offer an olive branch. Let's double check. I can't scroll down. Oh, I can scroll down with mouse down. Okay. Offer an olive branch is the correct one. Good. I could have seen do nothing as well. We may not like her, but better to take the edge off her hatred. I need to change my vocabulary now that we have Genmelas here, and instead of saying correct, I need to say, is the guide one? We may not like her, but better to take the edge off her hatred. Yeah, that's fair. I'll work on it next discussion. Okay, let me double check. Do I need to talk to someone? Talk to Sarai, okay. My influence can only stretch so far. Do you want me to do everything I can to fight the Aramite proposal? I misread that as goofball, and I do not know which one's better. Do you mean goonfall? Yeah, it's gonefall in game. This is the important one. I think. What is the Aramite proposal? Nabif is the really kind... one of the first people we talked to. She's... she wears like a tiara. Did I write Mattermind instead of Mastermind? Fuck! I've updated the title. Nabif seemed really friendly. Okay, I feel like we have to do something here. But I don't know if Nabif is really friendly or if Nabif is like playing at being friendly, you know? I didn't read anything sinister out of her. I think okay, I can chat, right? I can chat to get info, right? If the Aramite High Priestess is behind it, I'm afraid the proposal has a decent chance of success. If they succeed, I doubt the church will become an organization I want to be a part of. Okay, that seems really important. So, okay, we're definitely doing one of these two. I would say Nabif. Okay, this is where if I was playing alone without a guide, I would probably start like save scumming here, and I would do Nabif, and if Nabif fucks up during the dialogue, I would then go back and go all in to compare. Let me see what the guide says. Try to influence Nabif. Okay. Because we want to conserve our influence if we can. It's the resource we're using throughout the week. You've worked closer with Nabif, and she seems on the fence. Isn't she the weak link here? I wouldn't put it that way, but you may be correct. She's more open to changing her mind than some of the others. Alright, I'll focus on convincing her instead of putting everything I have into a general argument. Oh, that's not how I read that at all. I read that as, what's it called? Like, influencing her to take our side, not by making an argument, but like by like pulling in favors instead. But I guess it's effectively the same thing. We're in court right now. We can't like talk to them outside of it. So that makes sense. We're ready to begin the next session? Yes. With the first matter resolved, we move on to the second. Aram's request for increased church unity. No. We're voting against this. Indeed, the division of our church into so many factions has not served us well through difficult times. We need not erase our differences, but we desperately need to unify our strength. And you also want this synod to meet more regularly to hammer out stricter doctrinal guidelines. That part I can support, if we enforce the correct decisions. Can't say that I like that idea. Our diversity has always been our strength. I agree. Would not the war have been the time such unity would be most necessary? We live in a new, more open world. I don't know. I think that we risk losing our identity and scattering into different factions in this new world. This is Nabif, by the way. But we'll have lots of time to talk through all our disagreements on the other days of the summit. And what matters first is the gains we'll receive from unifying our economic and military factions. You'd like control of all that, wouldn't you? I fear this discussion is inevitable. If we try to unify, do we want to spend our time worrying about control? as opposed to the works of Vala? Yes, even if we may disagree, that is what we all want to be doing, is it not? I fear that by becoming a centralized power, we will lose what makes us special and become only another organization in the world. And it's a wise thought, Sister Sarai. I must think on it. This would be a good time for you to speak. Do you want to? On my own playthrough, I would definitely say yes here. I would 1,000,000,000% say yes, because this is the issue that I think matters the most. The question is, do we think that we have enough support against unionization of the church that we don't have to speak up? I would spend an influence here. Unification, that's it. Thank you. Let me double check. Unionization is the workers? Yeah, which the workers are my religion, okay? The game is going to prompt us on every single decision here, Kirby. Like this, by the way. It's going to prompt us on every single one. The guide says yes. Oh my god. Has to be the top one. No. Yes. The other ones suck ass. Right? The other ones suck ass. Yeah, the top one is the correct one, but isn't this the most... Like, choosing leadership doesn't help, right? Like, they're not gonna choose Sarai. She has too much opposition. If anything, we might just establish Hester as the Giga Shad leader of the church. Leadership helps, does it? What are you arguing for with the leadership? Simon asks who will lead. And that'll make them start arguing. I feel like we would just lose there, right? Because isn't the two Aram ones in a much better position than Sarai is? And Sarai is the only... Patricia as well. We'll see. I don't trust Hester, so that would be bad. I also don't trust Hester. She's the closest thing to Al-Anon we've got here. No, it's a valid choice. Okay. Fair enough. Strikes me that what has always made the Church of Evala unique is that it answers to Evala alone, not to a central mortal power. For that reason, you're choosing the first because of your deal? That does make sense. You remember? Yes, with the lady at the lady under Sarai, whose name I've forgotten. Because we said we couldn't work together with Kirani, but we're working together with fucking... She starts with an E. I forget what her name is. Esmera, thank you. Esmeralda from the Disney movie. For that reason, I would recommend against attempting to create too formal an institution. I believe he has a point. There are different disadvantages to our present form. Yeah, we're siding with her here. That makes sense. I need to lock in. There are disadvantages to our present form, but it comes with advantages of flexibility and diversity. I agree. For example, only the Church of Evala stayed vigilant against the Incubus Emperor. Yeah, this is one of the Aram priestesses. Had we become a centralized organization, we might have become just as complacent. You are changing your mind on this? One must always be open to Evala's guidance, Sister Kirani. Given everything, I'm willing to reconsider pushing this matter so strongly. Yeah, so... Right. I did forget the details of the deal, but we said... We wanted her not to argue for unification, right? And in return, what would we do in return? Yeah, she's under Sarai's the sprites. She was open to alternate forms, correct, but didn't we promised her something? What did we promise her yesterday? She's asked you to make this choice. Okay, this was the promise. Okay, cool. To argue against her? Okay, cool. I thought that we still owed her something. Is that wrong? Or do we owe her something else in addition to that? Given everything, I'm willing to reconsider pushing this matter so strongly. I should have expected you would back out. The floor is now open to others. Ardoheim respects the church's independence, but would like to caution against rushing into any action. No one can doubt my family's commitment to the church, but is a rush for unity truly in our best interests? The Order of Silence has always stood for neutrality without words, but we must speak now. Would a unified church take hold of our order? Would a neutral order such as ours be developed with forced unity? Soon we will go back to being silent, but we beg of you, reconsider this course of action. That's fine to say. I can go on a sidetrack tangent for an hour and nothing will have changed when you come back. No, but I'm legitimately curious enough that I want to open the VOD real quick. I have it locally. Let me just skip through the VOD for like 2 seconds and see if I can't find the exact thing we told her. That was yesterday, right?
Why he?
It's near the end. We talked to her there. Yeah, okay. Would I be intruding to ask for your time before we get settled? Likely be... Oh yeah, this is the first time we meet her. That's not where we make the decision. Simon, I'm glad... Yeah, I found her. You suggested we had much to discuss. Yes, we do. I will not say that Aram or even I have been very favorable toward you in the past. However, I'm willing to admit mistakes. You have proven a better man than I could have predicted. In particular, during the Third Arclentian War, I was impressed that you helped save the Inquisition in Aram. Okay, but what will we promise? I want a unified church, and I want an edge over Kirani. To gain it, I think a few excesses from the Succubi can be accepted. Okay. She can only give us limited support. For example, I respect that you've invested significantly in Aram. I'll take your generosity into account. It may not be particularly spiritual, but I'll be keeping your great economic prowess in mind as well. Finally, one of our noble families. I believe you know their heir. Farnan spoke up on your behalf. Yeah, this is just given how much, like, respect we have of her. But, okay. Oh yeah, now I would like to work together explicitly during this conference. Do you think we can make an alliance? We picked yes, right? See, one major problem with that. I understand you want the church to create a centralized authority. And I don't suppose you're willing to bend on that? It's actually not as much of an obstacle as you might think. I'm more concerned about creating a more stable church. And you're willing to compromise? When the subject comes up, please argue for alternate forms of unity. If so, I'll back off on my request for centralization. Okay, this is telling me that as soon as we go off guide, I'm gonna need a notepad. This is the shit that I need to write down. The fact that they say when the question for alternate forms of unity come up, like explicitly, I definitely am gonna need a notepad for sections like this in the future. If so, I'll back off on my request for centralization. Okay. Of course, no one can control Kirani. You'll have to do something else to deal with her. This still is not the concession. Assuming we have a deal. Decide quickly then. Okay, and then we say yes, but what are we offering in return for that? Did we even take her up on the second deal? Let me double check. We have a deal. Oh, that's it. There's no other hooks. That's all she wanted. I really thought there was more to it. Okay. I feel like she thinks we owe her then. For compromising on this. So I think even if it's not been stated earlier in the last stream, I have a feeling that she expects us to side with her on something else. Well, this seems to be quite a contentious issue. Everyone is so concerned about who controls the church. Tell me, sisters, has anyone changed their opinion after all the words we have heard? I do not like the influence of so many outsiders. The church must stand above all. I believe I made clear where I stand. You and others have changed my mind. Perhaps forceful unity is not what we need at this time. I still believe Unity is essential for us to move forward in Ivala's light. I no longer feel so confident that Unity is the path we should take. Well, it seems like we have so much to discuss. So we got them to back off on Unity. I mean, let's talk to Yara. Wait. It already diverged from the guide. I think we might have failed that check. Interesting. Okay, maybe we should drop it. Maybe we should drop it now. Because Hester is supposed to say, we overwhelmingly agreed. And instead she says, well, it seems we have much to discuss. Which means that we did not get the optimal, or like the perfect result in that discussion. If it's already started to diverge, I think we should just drop it entirely. I think that's more interesting. Okay. What I'll do is I'll drop it for all of Gonfall, but next investment round I'll make sure I get the optional dungeon. So I'll go back for the next round of investments, and that's about it. Did you pick the wrong option after the intervention? No, I don't think I picked anything different from what they've told us to pick. I wonder which thing you did wrong to cause this. I think I know what I think this might harken back to Robin not being maxed. Given the list of checks that that we have like one value less in because of that. Kirani, not the person in the game, but Kirani, the viewer, did comment on that with a list of like checks that we are missing because of it. Let's see, which ones you gained one less point in 2 variables: Yihilin Tower and Fucklord Confrontation. You gain another, so I've gone 2 less points in Fucklord Confrontation and 2 less points in Erosha. And then at the end you get 2 less points in Erosha, 1 in Ganelon, 1 in Tatsani, 1 in Stenai, 2 with Astera, 1 in a variable called Arclant Acceptance. I wonder if it's the Arclant Acceptance that is tied to this, because I think we've done everything to the letter with the guide here, which means that we have diverged enough that we cannot trust any of the results from this. And I think it might be better to go for a few things that we prioritize rather than the split the guide says. So, for the first time, this entire time, I'm gonna close the guide. And we're gonna do the rest of this blind. I'm also gonna open a notepad, because I think I'm gonna need it. Or actually, a Google Sheet is better. Google Sheet. One new. We love Excel gaming. Yup. I open a sheet for like every game I play that has decisions like this. Be less sovereign. Okay. Yeah, next time investments come up, I'll open the guide again. But I have closed it. I will close all the tabs related for proof. Here we go. Hope we don't get a shit ending. Well, if we do, that's our story. That means I wasn't skilled enough. Let's figure it out. It's time, baby. Too late he goofed in chapter 1. Yeah, that it is so funny that all of this divergence harkens back to having Robin in the party 2 minutes before she should be in the party for a check. It's so funny that it all harkens back to that. I actually adore that so much. Well, with that said, I'll look up the good ending once we get to that point. Just play it yourself. It's gonna be a bit freeing to play without a guide from now on. Okay. Let's fucking lock in. Let's engage our brains here. Let's argue. Seriously, I know a lot is at stake and I want to argue. Okay. Let me know if you want to check the High Priestess projection again. Yeah, we're gonna need this now because we can't trust anything. You know, however, I'm considering, in that case, I can't save right now. I'm considering going back and doing different choices so that we use free influence there instead. Because I think I really want to push against the church unifying. Like, I think... I don't know... No, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. The chance that it's different is pretty small. It could be exactly the same. I'm not gonna waste the time. Influence with Patricia, 4. Influence with Nabith, 3. Hester, 0. 11 with Esmera. Kirani, 7. Anna, 3. Anyone else to talk to? No. Okay. Can I go out? Nope. Should we wait until the discussion is ended and learn the result of the vote? Yes. Our decision is made. We overwhelmingly agreed that... Motherfucker! That's so funny. That's so funny. I opened a Google Sheets and everything. Let's play without the guide. I've already decided. I was mentally prepared to lock in. The only thing though is I kind of want to... No, I'm going to drop the guide. I do want to get a save point though. That's the thing. I do want to get a save point so I can have... Actually, I can copy a save. I can copy an earlier save. I can save on a new one and then go back to a previous one and save it to slot 1. Yeah, okay, we're fine. I don't need to do anything special. I can just go back to the one before Goonfall. We overwhelmingly agreed that the strength of the church's current organization should not be pushed in favor of more centralization. The next discussion regarding the new Evalan succubi is likely to be quite an extended debate. We will take a short recess first. Oof. This is the chance you've been waiting for. If you don't want to just succeed, you want to succeed overwhelmingly. Oh, but that's rough. She's not wrong, but it is rough. I'm going to be talking to the whole synod soon. Gosh, I'm so nervous. Oh, are you the one presenting the third proposal? Not formally, but I'm behind it. Anna already tried to excommunicate humans, so she probably wants to purge us all or something. Yeah, the issue is that maybe we'll succeed overwhelmingly anyway. Is my thinking, because we've done so much before in the game. That's mostly the thing. Like, I agree with her, but I don't know if we want to put in, like, her in all in now if we're gonna succeed overwhelmingly anyway. We'll see though. So I figured I would preempt her and bring up the issue first, try to get us some recognition. They said I didn't have standing, but Sarai was very kind to raise the proposal. I hope that I'll have your full support too. You're lending your voice to the discussion, right? That's definitely the plan. Just talking to you is making me feel less nervous. Gosh, you're really stable in a good way. Yes, he's very firm, one might say. Rock hard. Haha, would you make such jokes to a human priestess? Without question. Well, then I'll take it as a compliment. Truth be told, I have a secret weapon. The former High Priestess Andra. What? Really? Oh yeah, she does get tied back in here. But the last we saw her, the Orcs got tired of her jumping them and asked some Evalan succubi for help, so they took her in. Look at the cute non-succubus. Do as she is. Stare. I don't know what you meant by that. As she says there. Oh, I see. As she says. That makes sense. So I'm going to have her speak on our behalf. Isn't that great? Is that a good thing? No. Discourage, right? What the fuck? Andra is mind broken. Last we saw, like, nothing about this dialogue indicates that she is better. We have to discourage this, right? Like, okay, there's no way. Okay, it's gonna... I missed the guide. I missed the guide. Wah, wah. It was so easy when I had the guide. Wah, wah. I'm gonna say discourage. There's no way he's not checking the guide. I don't have it up. I promise. It's just... God, it feels like ass. That doesn't even show the sidebar. Still doesn't show the sidebar. There we go. I only have this one tab. I guess there's no way to... Feel free to check. I won't tell. I won't check. No, it's on your phone or something. No, but it's... Oh, my God. Okay. We're doing Discourage. Okay. Genmilas... Or someone have the guide up. Have the guide up on your monitor. I'll link the guide to... No, I can't link the guide because then I'll open the guide, which makes me look weird. One of you tell me if I do a different choice. So, like, you know, when I do, the masses can be... Trust that I didn't follow the guide, okay? We're discouraging. I send you some DMs. I respect what you've done, but I'd be concerned about what Andra might say. But I thought she really turned a corner, and she'd be a good example of us helping someone. I don't doubt your sincerity, but remember that the High Priestesses might be more easily offended than you. Yeah, there's no way. Try to imagine what the old Andra would think about what she's saying now. I thought it was a great secret weapon, but you may be right. I went to so much trouble getting Andra here. Now I'm a bit discouraged. I actually think my memory might be helping me here, because I'm fairly sure you discourage, like I discouraged in my previous playthroughs. I wish I could be helpful, but anything I try to do here would probably just turn opinion against us. It's probably wise of you to hold back, but I appreciate the sentiment. This is where it would be nice to have you-know-who with us. Wendy's? Does she mean Wendy's? Well, while it would be nice to have her in general, in her current state she couldn't do any theoretical divine magic. Oh, I just meant for the company. She could always puncture pompous Evolan priestesses with a snarky comment. I kind of want to know what Andra would say. Okay, spoilers. She still shows up. In some form or another. Ah yes, that's true. Maybe it's silly to reminisce about her, given that we could go talk to her. But, well, what'll you do? Also, I'm glad to see you think about her with warmth in your eyes instead of sadness. You know how else you could reminisce about her? Stupid purity requirements. That'd be a better way to pass the time waiting. So irritating. The books here aren't even of much interest, just dry theological stuff. I'm so scared, man. Oh, I can save now. Good. That's perfect. I am going to implement save scumming. I will say that. For some things, I will implement save scumming. In this case, for example, I'm gonna see what happens if we don't go all in. And if it's atrocious, I will go all in. So I have an informed decision. Are we ready to begin the next session? Yes. Right? Do I have to say not yet? Informed cheating? Exactly. It's not the same as the guide, but it's it's a good middle point. Now, for our final issue of the day, Sarai, I believe you wanted to discuss church policy on succubi. That is correct. I believe that it is something that we must discuss so that the Church of Evala does not appear to be unclear to outsiders. Some of you are relatively accepting, others condemn all succubi, and there are succubi who say they worship Evala. Our differing stances are a source of much confusion, and Evala is not the author of confusion. This visible confusion is the source of much mistrust and even harm. Well, you're doing a fucking good argument, a good time arguing even though I didn't say anything. I believe the Church of Evala can address this integration in a meaningful way. We should lead on this matter, not follow after politicians. Of course you would support them. You've been practically cohabiting with Succubi since the Doom King invaded Yihilin. And so I've had a great deal of time to observe and pray. I understand that Sarai is not attempting to force any given position, only that we make a clear decision instead of each operating differently. Then let us properly condemn them. Have you forgotten all the horrors Succubi have visited upon us during the war? That's true. Fair enough. I thought it was pretty good. I also remember that Succubi helped purge the corrupt sexual energy the Incubus Emperor threw against both elven kingdoms. Exactly so. Evala does not approve of murder, but that does not mean we must hate all those who carry swords. I agree with that, but I cannot say I'm comfortable with these new churches popping up without any oversight. And we can address that issue as well. I think the subject is clear and worthy of discussion. Let us hear the words of others before we discuss the matter amongst ourselves. Greetings, honored High Priestesses. A succubus? We're allowing a succubus to address us? In the year 943... In the galactic year 943... Fuck, I forgot his first name. I just remembered Lohengram. What's... Reinhard von Lohengram died. I'm watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and currently I'm up to space year 904 or something. So I thought it was really funny that this is 943, which is like the end of that character's natural lifespan that you follow in that plot. A group of orcs, not the end, he's like 60 at that point. A group of orcs and succubi in Erosha captured a group of Evalan missionaries attempting to convert the Erosian populace. They made demands of the church, and some said it would be better not to negotiate with monsters. However, a high priestess at the time ruled that it is more holy to speak with the enemy than to abandon followers of Evala. Fair point, Munch. 6th Book of Manasan. 18th Decree. To my knowledge, no later decree ever contradicted this ruling. If it is permissible to hear the demands of enemies, why not the requests of a neighbor? Yeah, get fucking owned! She came fucking studied! Yeah, Kirby, I know what that means. Whoa, she's completely different now that she's speaking. Your place here is assured, dear. Why don't you introduce yourself? You should. I haven't been reading the German parts of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, okay? I'm still listening to the first... They still haven't changed opening. I'm on episode like 26, 27, and it's still the same opening it was in episode 1. Or episode 2, because they didn't play the opening in episode 1, I believe. So... I haven't gotten that far. My name is Yellarel. I have been instructing those succubi in the shadow. Thank you for telling me there's a second set of openings. My name is Yellarel. I have been instructing those succubi in the Chalice states who are intrigued by the teachings of Evala. I understand why many of you have concerns about succubi. I ask only that you do not take away our opportunity to enter Evala's light. During the Elven Wars of past centuries, elves were believed to be particularly barbaric. Some even said they would never worship Evala. Yet it was decreed that it was still virtuous to attempt to convert them. 5th Book of Manasan, 49th Decree. I hope that Evala would open your hearts to us as well. I will not stand before you and claim that succubi are perfect. And yes, it is not inaccurate to accuse many of lust. But can any of you say your domains are free of sins such as pride or gluttony? And in truth, is not excess lust a problem for all races? Dwarves would have something to say about that. Dwarves and unpeople. We are no longer enemies. Please, consider what we might do together as friends. My, that was certainly a passionate speech. From a theological perspective, she is correct. I believe that she is quite sincere in her devotion. But that is not to say that all succubi are the same. I've heard terrible stories. Enough, there are more who would speak before we are done. Simon, I prepared a statement. May I? Yeah, man, like, I didn't want to send in Sarai, because she said she can only come in on one thing, I believe, right? We definitely should speak up here, especially because we have, like, the most to say, right? Like, we might not have the biggest in, like, we might not have the most legitimacy, but we have the most experience and we've done the most with succubi. I'm gonna say yes. Especially because she says she's prepared a statement. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing as, like, when you have Miguel saying, like, please invest in this. Simon, you should probably invest in this. I feel like this is exactly the right time for it. Good day, everyone. I cannot claim to come to you with any religious authority, but I would like to discuss several facts. Are you not the succubus who worked under the Incubus Emperor? That too! She literally has the most experience out of all of us. From both sides. Only under duress, and I am grateful to be working under better leaders, but my identity is irrelevant, the facts I bring to you today. I'm so locked in now. Dropping the guide was definitely the right decision for my investment level. Once I'm done, I will distribute papers backing up my claims, specifically, claims regarding the presence of slavery. Prior to the Third Arclentian War, you will see that slavery was far more common in succubus lands than in human lands. Today, you will find that relationship is reversed. The Third Arclentian War is the one with the fucklord, right? The second is the one where we beat the Incubus Emperor. How much time has passed since we fought the fucklord the first time? Isn't this more a reversal of the trend in human lands, that there's more slavery in human lands rather than that there's less slavery in succubus lands? That's an extremely bold claim. Give us your alleged proof. I will, but check any manner of proof you desire. The third was the one we rescued the Inquisition forces. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. It was the... yeah, that tracks. What... have we gotten a name? Didn't Esmera mention the fucklord thing? Didn't she give it a name then? I might be tripping about that. I will, but check any manner of proof you desire. The facts will be clear. Slavery has been outlawed but still practiced in human lands for years. It hasn't been named yet. Okay, good. Then that's my confusion. In the Chalice states, we have nearly wiped it out. Please take this into account when evaluating the sinfulness of succubi. Thank you for your time. Oh, I don't know. This feels really weak. Damn, Iris! That was amazing! I wanted to defend succubus slavery as less offensive, but felt that would be too much for them to accept. You made the right decision. Well done. For the first time, I kinda get your numbers fetish. At least, okay. I'm happy. That sounds like it went well according to the game at least, even if I think that sounded a little weak. Hello again. The last time I addressed the Synod, it was on formal grounds. This time, I'm here to tell my personal story. Oh, you poor dear. Such a tragic story. I told it not for the sake of tragedy, but to demonstrate that succubi can seek virtue that none of you would question. Please take my story into consideration when you make your decision. Her backstory has to be way more powerful than that. Oh... what would I add? Okay, we're definitely going to reload the save and see a different set of options before we make our final decision. But I think you definitely only want to do one of the two. I can't see... I don't... I think it's over... Actually, do I even want to do... I'm so sure it's overkill for us, right? Like, what could I add that Iris didn't say? Nothing, right? Dude, trust me, bro, is like my argument. I don't think we're in a position where our vote matters at all here. I'm gonna say no to get some influence. I'll be speaking frequently. Best not to overstay our welcome. We didn't even ask Sarai to influence? Correct. Why would they not trust you? It's not that they don't trust me, it's that, like, anything that I claim specifically, they are opposed to, because I'm a subordinate to an Incubus Lord, right? But, well, we're gonna give a... I disagree so hard with this decision. Maybe I should have done it in order to see what he would say. We're gonna go back and do a save anyway, I'm pretty sure, so... We'll see what they say at the end of this, before we reload the save. We have more speakers than usual on this. Let the rest say their piece. Hello, Mommy says you're nice ladies who might give us more pretty churches. Honestly, I feel safer with succubus guards protecting against sexual magic. When Succubi moved into Yihilin, I had my concerns. This guy? Love this guy. But they've been quite supportive of the elven community. Please help teach us. We have so much to learn. Enough. We've heard plenty from outsiders, so it is time to discuss these requests within the Synod. Well, we did get the best possible result with the unification stuff, so, you know. We've certainly been given a great deal to chew on. I cannot believe that any of you are even considering listening to these sex demons. No one will be surprised to know that I support their acceptance into the church. And we talked during it? Oh, yeah, we did. Yes, but under what terms? Full acceptance of all their particularities? Never said that the solution would be simple, and that's why I desire your wisdom, sisters. I've been given this matter a great deal of thought. Specifically, I've been corresponding with an Evalan succubus. While she does have a few misapprehensions about our faith, I have found her to be an apt pupil. Most importantly, the succubi themselves can contribute to curtailing their own excesses, if we allowed them. Like, I feel like we have so many supporters that there's no point in us speaking. We're gonna sway them anyway. We're staying very neutral on this. Hester, have you no opinion? The decisions we mortals make matter less than you might think. There are so many forces in the world, it is difficult to see what impact one has. Okay, fuck you, Alanon. Gender-bent Alanon. Speak up! But for what it is worth, I think that Arkland itself has already accepted the succubi. We are simply following suit. Okay, I think we're gonna win this. The issue with pushing Sarai is that I believe Sarai said that we can only push her once. Should the beliefs of the average people affect what the Church of Evala decrees? I'll lend my support to the succubi. They can't be worse than some of the people we have in our institutions. Honestly, Esmera, truly, I believe Evala has brought these succubi to us in order to show us her will. We must think hard on this, sisters. I've always felt we needed to take a better stance on the subject. If the body of the church believes we should be more accepting, then I will take that consensus seriously. In that case, the issue is deciding on our exact reaction. This will be a strange discussion. Okay, it feels like that's where we need... Okay, that's where we need to put it down. I think we guaranteed... Like, they all fucking accepted them. We just need to get the specifics down. I feel like this is where we push. That's a weird expression. Karina, you okay? Just a little shocked. I'm gonna be honest, a bit of this is probably going to be my old memories, like, influencing it. I forgot that there was a second part to this, but now that I know there's a second part, I'm so sure that's where you push. If that makes sense. Just a little shocked. This morning, I never would have said the church had the slightest chance of accepting succubi. Yes, you've done the Goonfall before? Twice, actually. Once completely blind and once with the Tosha playthrough. So, even though it's 2017 or 2017, 2018 or something, I still definitely remember parts of it. Like the fact that Andra comes back. But now, thanks to all our work and Yellarel's testimonial, perhaps hearts will be opened. Absolute Doom King rules half the continent and Succubi have spread everywhere. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, half succeed where he needs it to succeed more? What are you talking about there? What are you referring to? Perhaps hearts will be opened. Seems to me that some degree of acceptance is inevitable. It's just a question of degree. Yeah, I think this is where we... Okay, I can't... Inner Sponge Munch. Oh, makes sense, makes sense. Even though I'm not Evalon, I'm still really anxious about how this next vote will go. Ooh, the issue is that I can't talk to Sarai here. I thought I could put Sarai here on this one. Ooh. I went to so much trouble getting Andra here. Now I'm a bit discouraged. Looks here. Yeah, there's nothing to say. That's kind of spooky. Okay. After much prayer and discussion, we have made our decision. The Synod officially rules the Succubi have a place in Ivala's creation. They are to be treated the same as any other race. Okay. So we definitely do not want... No, this is the check for the result. This is not the argument for how they're going to deal with it. But yeah, this is a win, I believe. I don't think there's... Like, this is what we were after, right? This is good news for Succubi everywhere. Maybe they truly can be accepted in time. These results are more than I had hoped for. Okay, that's good. So we didn't have to spend Sarai points. That is more than enough debate for one day. Discussion is officially ended until tomorrow. Okay, we had enough support. That means tomorrow is when we discuss the details on... We won without doing anything. Kirby, do you know how many people we've influenced behind the scene throughout the entire game? Why are you here? Throughout the entire game. I'd be shocked if we didn't succeed, at least like on something that basic. Okay. Is this what it looks like? Well, officially this is a seclusion chamber for priestesses to retreat from the world and listen to Ivala. I see. Does this seclusion chamber have a pit dug beneath it? Yes, it's probably an outhouse. The official explanation may be a way of trying to make everything on the site sacred. But priestesses are human, so of course they have human bodily functions. As we have learned, don't flirt right after talking about shitting in a hole in the ground. Hey, humans don't have sexual magic. Gotta clean things out to have certain kinds of fun. Well, that's one fetish Nalili isn't into. Great. Okay, now... How... How do I say this? If there's someone who's played through further, like Genmelas and chat, if you think I'm missing something really fucking important, like I just haven't walked around and explored enough, please point that out if it's like really, really like a big deal. Like maybe there's an investment round and I just don't realize there's an investment round. I'm talking to everyone else before the old lady. I feel like I would talk to the old lady first and then talk to everyone else. Sure, I'll try. Thank you. If you forget or whatever, it's fine. It's just like a general thing. I think I'd talk to Hester before anyone else. Yeah, but I mean... Okay, this feels like one of those checks where the more information you have, the better your results is on other stuff. Okay, let's save here and talk, and then see. ... High Priestess, am I disturbing you? You seemed in such deep thought. I don't know why you're listening to me. Kirby, I value your opinion maybe a little bit too much. It's like codependency. Maybe you're the 20 viewer streamer and I'm the parasocial fangirl. High Priestess, am I disturbing you? You seemed in such deep thought. No, child, feel free to speak. I literally just got it wrong. Yeah, but I don't trust my own decisions! May I ask you what you were thinking about? I assume you were not contemplating that barrel. No, these aren't even part of the original site, just supplies for the modern groundskeepers. Though I suppose I could give an impromptu sermon, drawing a moral lesson out of that as a metaphor. Something about the necessities of life imposing on the holiness within us? Sister, you smile, but I can tell that you came to me because you feel burdened. That is true, but I feel as though it would be selfish of me to place burdens on you, since I know that you already carry so many. I have a tendency to carry the burdens of the entire world, but not forever. Evala will make sure of that. How many people want to die in this fucking game, man? We got Alanon, we got Estera, we got Esther, we got fucking everyone. Stop wanting to die. But tell me, what is on your mind, child? Thought it was a really badly drawn river. That's funny. No, it's a wall. I do not wish to impose. Just a great deal of uncertainty, even bitterness toward Evala. I feel abandoned. Yes, sometimes it seems that we are left alone to battle the world. In those moments, promises of a better life in the hereafter do not seem so sustaining, do they? Yeah, there's a lot of people who's wanted to die, you're not wrong. And it is a pretty bad world, but on the other hand, we rule it, so in that way, maybe it's a good world. No. And I will give you a piece of advice that perhaps, yeah, so sustaining, that makes sense. And I will give you a piece of advice that perhaps a high priestess should not, but I'm too old for such concerns. If you believe in what you're doing, pray. Then forget about Evala and do everything you can to make a difference on your own. Based? Giga-based? Hello? I thought you were the turbo-religious character. But it would make sense. If you can't hear Evala's voice and you're really old and powerful and you talk about how nothing matters, it would make sense for you to be disillusioned with Evala and trying to make the world better any way you can. Oh my! To hear you say that. Do you believe in what you're doing? Yes, I do. Then go with Evala's blessing. Sister Karina, things will turn out alright in the end. Can she not hear Evala? I would be very surprised if she could hear Evala. I think she heard Evala. She strikes me as a character that has heard Evala, but does not hear Evala anymore. Thank you, Hester. I'll go find another barrel to contemplate, but I wish you well. I don't think that's a rollback on the save. I think that's a good save. I still prefer the theory of Alanon being a 10-year-old girl in our extra-dimensional hideout rather than Hester. But I think, above all, I might prefer that Alanon is both characters. You ever consider that? Thank you for today. We both kept our sides of the deal. For now, but what will you want in the future? Tomorrow, we can play straight, but then when we get into other issues after that, we'll talk. But I'm glad to see you can be a reasonable man. Hopefully, this will be profitable for us both. It's difficult to see how far this will go. Tomorrow will be interesting. This council will go down in history as the doom of the church. Owned, 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 get giga owned. You suck, man. You just like it because you're a weeb. The summit has been quite fascinating. So many ideas, so quickly. How likely do you think these changes are to stick? You're right to say. I think Alanon might be Sierra Lee. It might be the self-insert character. Sierra Lee might be a woman, but Alanon is what their inner, like, self-insert character looks like. It all makes sense now. How likely do you think these changes are to stick? That depends on how tomorrow goes. I fear we could see a schism. Very good. Fucking... I love how okay. I'm putting a decree in chat. If you put words within brackets like... Or not brackets. I forget, they're not called brackets. I forget what they're called. But the things that Kirby used, I will read it in Erica's voice. That depends on how tomorrow goes. I fear we could see a schism. We must also remember that regardless of what we High Priestesses say, there are many conservative Evalans and other who fear all succubi. But those are my fears. I have many hopes as well. Looking forward to the vault tomorrow. We'll see how long I go. I definitely am going at least one more day, I think. But I need to get up to work at 7 a.m. on Friday. So I need to head to bed a little earlier today than I have previous days. But I've definitely got like an hour in me. The fact that the Synod rule to officially tolerate succubi is really quite remarkable. We can build from there. Sleep well though. I'm happy to be guideless now. We truly appreciate your support, Patricia. It is no trouble. I'm only promoting causes I believe in. Is there anything I need to write down here? Don't think there's anything I need to write down. High Priestess, do you think there's any chance they would ever accept something like our situation? You seem troubled, Anmin. What are your fears? I believe that Alanon is simply a puppet for the parasite in the extra-dimensional headquarters. That's what I believe. Alanon found the estrogen in the tower. Oh, the Incubus or the Goddess shards are just like estrogen, and the Incubus King's shards are testosterone. Yeah, the girl is definitely the real puppet master. I just worry that the church will never accept me as I am now in a relationship like this. Actually, Mestan is the real puppet master. Because I don't want to leave. I feel so welcome in the harem. I just can't imagine Ivala approving of everything we do. Oh my, I will not pry into details, but I can reassure you that there is a difference between the core theology of the Ivalan Church and the theology as it is actually practiced. Monogamy, for example, is not actually strictly mandated. Now, that standard will never be overturned, but maybe it comforts you. I will write that down. Monogamy is not codified in the Ivalan Church. It does a little. Sometimes I feel like I really failed Ivala, that I'm worthless. It's easy to keep thinking that way. Being with Simon and the others makes me feel better. Can it be wrong? God, imagine having the mind-broken Altina here instead. How the fuck would that discussion go? If you picked the mind-broken version of her? Well, the fact that something feels good does not make it right. But you strike me as an earnest young woman. If you believe something helps you to heal, I do not think Ivala frowns upon it. I would strike back on this part. I think everything that feels good is good. I think hedonism is the ultimate form of like the ultimate driving force, and I think cocaine is good actually. That's why I'm on meth, like literally. But you strike me as an earnest young woman. If you believe something helps you to heal, I do not think Ivala frowns upon it. Remember the demon from the Fucklord? Kinda like that. Sabitha. Not Tabitha, but Sabitha. Close enough. Thank you, High Priestess Patricia. Please feel free to speak with me whenever you like. Tomorrow, it is strange to think that one day of argument will have more impact than a lifetime of work. I need someone I can conspire with. A good first day, was it not? The church was not able to unify completely, but we stayed together and we welcomed new sisters. I wish you had agreed to work with me, but I respect that you didn't make promises you wouldn't keep. Vala is working in mysterious, wonderful ways. Well, this has been quite a day, but tomorrow will be more intense. I'm happy they at least tolerated us. This should lead to a lot more acceptance of succubi. What was your plan? She doesn't seem to have a plan. Like, to me, I read Kirani as the most, like, spiritual out of all these characters. Whereas Esmera is the pragmatic, practical one. And they work as foils to each other. I think Kirani probably has, like, superhuman senses, but I don't think she had a plan. Which is why I also believe that if we're in a spot where she has an issue that she, like, has to get through, I think we should vote with Kirani so we don't burn that bridge. I'm happy they at least tolerated us. This should lead to a lot more acceptance of succubi. Possibly. Acceptance of succubi on Arkland will grow more difficult as time goes on. Why? Things seem pretty great up to me. Nothing in life is ever that simple. Yes, this is better than it was before, but there will be new complications as well. For example, you know all those adorable succubus children? Oh, Last Lord, how are you going to ruin them? They're little innocents. And what happens when those innocents grow up and want to fuck their parents? They fuck their parents. Incest is wincest. What's the problem? I'm genuinely not seeing the problem. What happens in their home stays in their home. It's just a normal child-parent relationship. Everybody will be totally fucking thrilled about that, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I see how that could be difficult and painful. We have over a decade before we get to that point. I'm trying to convince more couples to talk about these unique parenting issues, but we're kidding ourselves if we pretend every couple is going to have great communication. Ah shit, now it would spoil it, so I can't say it. What? We're kidding ourselves if we pretend every couple is going to have great communication. I believe we can get through this and develop new societal rules, but not quickly. You're right, that will be a difficult period. And there are problems now. There weren't so many when everyone was tense, but now that the succubi are relaxing, there have been some rapes. Some I believe were misunderstandings, others not so much. Yeah, the erosion succubi also hints at that. That's going to be a problem if we try to incorporate the erosion succubi. And a few cunts have figured out that they can use succubus culture as an excuse to push all kinds of boundaries. Ugh. I think we can do more about that one though. Just get succubi more involved in religious and legal proceedings. They won't be fooled. Possibly, but to do that, we'll need to succeed with various reforms. Likely more research as well. Hey, those things are what we do. We can handle this. Hope that you're correct. The third day will be interesting. Please speak with Yellarel again. We need to coordinate our efforts. I should do that before we go to sleep then. I talked to Esmeralda and all these, right? Yeah. Nabify's not there. There's no one. Yeah, there's Patricia there. Makes sense. Can I go in here? Huh? I just came to relax from our work, but these succubi are rather talented. Oh, how fun. They're playing their little hearts out. Is this insinuating that their hearts are smaller and their empathy, their capacity for emotion is lower? Is that what you're saying? Fucked up. This is the theological meeting of the century, yet there are so many outsiders. Ivala has nothing against relaxing with a drink from time to time. Let me know if you want anything. Can't even get one if I want to. Can I? I'm gonna be so paranoid and checking everything now. Supply shed. It seems to be locked, but I imagine it contains only mundane supplies. Truthfully, we're probably safer with you here. As much divine power as we have here, we all have the same blind spots. Yeah, same as before. So they made it through. Tina said she was glad about that. Good. To be honest, I feel like too much is changing. Yeah, that's the same. I'll be here to monitor the results, but honestly, I'm exhausted. I don't think I can participate much more. XD? Tapped out after one conversation? These matters are quite serious, but I am more concerned about subjects beyond the succubi. I'm grateful to Sister Sarai, who eats such humble meals. Those are easy to make. I wonder if any of the high priestesses might go down over these arguments. We gotta manipulate you. You're definitely gonna get manipulated. Or rather, we gotta cooperate with you somehow. I don't know how, but we're definitely doing it. Yellorel will be proposing her new denomination tomorrow. I'm afraid that will absorb the entire day. I'm glad for the succubi, but concerned about whether or not the church will end up retaliating when things get hard. Is that Andra? I'll talk to you last. The Church of Ival is accepting succubi. You humans are even more lost than I thought. Tomorrow we'll all come down to the 7 high priestesses. That's true of every day, but especially tomorrow. Hello. Thank you for your help today. No, you deserve a great deal of credit. I was impressed by your speech. But alone, it wouldn't have been enough. I know it will take more than reason and doctrinal quotes to be acknowledged. I'm glad the Synod ruled to tolerate us. This is a foundation we can build from. Yes, the second day went well for us, but I assume you have more in mind for the third. Definitely. I would like for the churches in the Chalice states to be formally recognized as a denomination. If we're seen as breaking rules, that's one thing. I'd like us to formally acknowledge the rules better suited to succubi. It's true that the Ivalan factions have substantial theological differences already. Do I sense some hesitation? I am not the best person to ask about religious certainty. I wish you well. Then I will state that the objections that Karina want, I think you would run into considerable problems on that path. Really? But consecrationists and desecrationists, not to mention Anna's declaration against the Fairholm area churches. They are different sides, but you seek to change the game itself. You think so? I thought my ideas weren't so radical, not compared to matters of sin and salvation. I'm afraid the Ivalan Church has a long record of being more concerned about sex than such high-minded things. Oh, but I had so many ideas. For example... Well, I was hoping they might allow tripartite marriage. Tripartite marriage. Oh, that's just polyandry. No, it's not polygyny. Wait, oh, they're different. It just means any pairing of, like, one wife, 2 husbands, or 1 husband, 2 wives. I think it would make a huge difference to many succubi. Really? That's difficult to get my head around. I've spoken to many who find the idea of monogamy troubling, but think they would be happy with 2 partners. I mean, that makes sense, right? You gotta cap out. Like, the polycule can only get so large until you start getting, like, internal politics in the polycule. And you gotta, like, start playing The Last Sovereign with your real-life polycule. Like, that shit goes crazy. I swear, polycules probably cap out at, like, 5 to 10 people max, right? Many succubi also want to join a couple. That way, there will be less reduction in non-succubus babies. You've given this a lot of thoughts. It certainly seems logical. I thought so, and once you consider orcs, there are so many fun combinations. But you're going to say logic doesn't have much to do with it, aren't you? Afraid so. These are deeply held traditions you're challenging. The Seattle Interurban Polycule is legendary? What the fuck? Seattle Interurban Polycule. All hail the greater Seattle Polycule. Starting a relationship with a T-girl from Seattle and instantly getting psychic whiplash as your mind is forcibly connected to the massive web of the polycule. I'm 18 and I finally got my license. I don't know who else to tell. Well, I'm happy for you. That's sick. You know, this is a culture difference thing. I'm 26 now. I feel so wrong to say that. I still feel 25. I haven't like wrapped my head around it. But I don't have a license yet because I haven't needed it. It's something I'm gonna get when it becomes like expedient to have. I don't feel like I want to get it before then. So this might be a culture thing, but I'm really happy for you. It's one of those things where it's like really a load off your shoulders to have the option to drive a car if you need it, right? Especially if you live in the US. Oh yeah, then you definitely need one. I have a 30-minute walk to work, so I don't have to deal with that. But I'm happy for you. That's sick. Anyway, I should warn you, this is a porn game. We are streaming a porn game, but right now it's all realpolitik, so it's not that much porn. Though I think the dialogue might be bad. Oh, I gotta go. Love you though, twin. Sounds good. I mean, I understand. You're still underaged. I'm Sam, by the way. You know me IRL. I'm 18. Yeah, that's underage. Under 20 is underaged. That's in. You're in the US, right? If you can't drink, you're underaged. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm Sam, by the way. You know me IRL. From where I feel really bad about saying this. Did we meet at a tournament? I'm trying to connect Sam. Wait, do you actually not remember me, man? No, I don't. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if you gave me your tag in Smash, I would probably remember. Unfortunately, that's... I'm JK, lol, I don't know you. Slash timeout dazzers lol timeout 90. Oh no, it's there we go. Fucking bruh. I think that's 90 minutes. Good. Fucking hell. How fucking dare they? You know how bad I felt about that? Jesus Christ, man. I was so sure I was being like a really... Like, I was like, do I know anyone at that age? There's like OG Kid, the Smash player who's really, really young. But that's like the only one that I can think of. Oh well. She's certainly right that this would not be easily accepted. By most evolents, you have my approval, or by most evolents, you have my approval for whatever that's worth. Then I'm not sure what to do. Do you think I should give up? No, I believe formally establishing a new denomination is a wise step. The question is how far you can go. I see. Well, I don't want to compromise my beliefs, but I can if it helps us move forward. What do you think? Should I request modest changes or go for everything? Give us some time to consider the politics of the synod. I'm gonna have to prune saves. I gotta figure out a way to do this. It starts lagging if I have too many saves, is the issue. I wanna leave a save at this, like, every decision point, kind of. We'll see. It's fine. Well, do you think I should request modest changes or go for everything? Don't decide yet. I'm really not sure. Andrea, I didn't expect to see you here. Especially given all the things you said to us last time. I apologize. Not for the things I said, but any unkindness in them. I am a fallen woman. I deserve to be... We haven't talked to everyone yet. We still have some people left. That's why I'm not finishing the... I'm not doing that decision yet. Andrea, You're right. Sorry. Andrea, are you okay? Don't talk to a woman like me. You're at least faithful while I jump on any dick I can. She has a long road to recovery ahead. Yeah, I'm really happy she didn't go in. I confess I have limited sympathy when she's entirely bound herself in these chains. Or if any chains could contain the foul desires of the sinful... Andrea, you would tire out the succubus with the most extreme humiliation fetish. She's so done with her shit. Jesus Christ. But Karina, I think you should have more sympathy for Andrea. She walked here in part because the paths given to her were so strict. If the Evolved Church was more relaxed about sexuality, she would not hate herself so much. I will consider your words, Sister Yellerel. I may be a whore for monsters, but I still desire for my example to protect others. Based? Okay, what else? Who else do I have to talk to? Oh no, we did talk to everyone. Fuck. Oh. We have to go all in here, right? This is like the most important issue. My bed calls. Have to meet at 5 tomorrow for work. You know, I'm considering... Okay, the store closes at 10. I kind of want to call it here and just think on this. Because then I can head to the store before it closes and buy some butter and bread and stuff so I can eat breakfast tomorrow. Otherwise I don't have breakfast tomorrow if I don't cook, which I don't kind of want to do. I don't have cooking butter either, which sucks. I ran out today. I should make a decision here first, though, I feel. I want to say moderate reform. I feel like we have to push through fully, right? Like, we have to blow this one up. Okay, I hope we can gain some real reforms without pushing too hard. We should tell Sarai what we decided here. I'm willing to compromise, but I hope the Synod accepts most of my suggestions. You spoke to Yellerel? Please tell me her plans. So that's what Yellerel is thinking. Rather extreme, is it not? Honestly, I like the idea. Yes! Good, 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 good. If she says she likes it, it's worth pushing through. It would add some social problems, but it would solve others. Certain cunts won't like it, though. No chance in hell of being accepted. That's why we convinced her to moderate her requests a little. Let's hope we don't send off Anna. This stability is tenuous. But it's good to know that what she's thinking, so we can work together. Thanks for your help, Simon. Of course. I'll prepare to work together with Yellerel on this. Okay, good. I think that's where we use our points tomorrow, right? Okay, because I'm paranoid. Is there anyone else we need to talk to? This is gonna happen a lot, by the way. This is gonna happen at the end of every segment. Because I am the way I am. Okay, there's no new dialogue in here. The only way would be if we can go up, but I don't think so. Oh, you can. Chamber's being prepared for tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you know, we extend the playtime by about like 50 hours by doing this, just so you know. No new content here. Well, time to go to bed. Unless... No. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, actually. We're blind now. My back is starting to hurt a bit because I've sat for too long. So, I think, or I'm gonna write it down in the sheet though, where we are at. We may Yellarel will push for moderate succubus reform with Sarai's support. IMO invest the influence now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I need to go to the story quick before it closes, and I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'll feel better tomorrow, so I think I'll stream earlier. I'm a bit worried about my back. I need to sit down for less time, less like long stretches of time. But I bought a thing to put, like, affix my PC to the bottom of my desk, so I need to get a drill so I can actually do that, and then I can use the sit-stand function properly. So I should do that later this week as well. But good night, friends. I will be back tomorrow for sure. For sure. Bye-bye.